Anyway, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, ready to do what is going to be a very exciting PC build, but this is also going to be a wrap-up of the launch of the new Ryzen 9000 CPUs. We've tested them all now, if that wasn't kind of obvious from last week. And we're going to talk about everything and go into everything in loads of detail and ultimately tell you how things are going to work, what you should be buying. And yeah, hopefully have a nice, exciting PC build in the meantime as well. We've got the 7900 GRE Golden Rabbit Edition. We've got the Ceres 330 case, and then the all-new, brand-new Ryzen 9 9900X. So yes, we're going to walk you through, and just for you guys, because you guys have been requesting it, I've had a haircut, literally hot off the press, about 110 minutes ago, to be precise. So lucky you guys. We've got Editor Cole here, as always, on the buttons, well, I'm on the buttons, I don't know, what are you doing?
On the chat.
On the chat.
On the chat. I'm here to provide questions and requests from the viewers and try and help out where I can.
Yeah, he's writing his...
Provide criticism where I can.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I would never do anything wrong, so that doesn't matter. But yes, and obviously you guys are joining us as well. So if you are watching this live, get your questions in now. Let us know that you're watching and say hi. If you're watching this after the fact in the archive, then hello, how are you doing? We love you guys as well. Get subscribed so you don't miss these live streams when they aren't actually live. But yes, it's been an interesting week, hasn't it, Carl? I will start to put some of these boxes back, or an interesting couple of weeks, really. And obviously I'll start the PC build, don't worry. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, really, with everything that's been going on. If you could describe this launch in 2 words, what would you say?
Very underwhelming.
Brutal. Very underwhelming. And this is interesting as well, because we actually, the timing of it has been a nightmare. Like, I don't know, 6 weeks or so ago, we actually did like a sponsored video with AMD laptops. And annoyingly, that's going live tomorrow because they kept delaying it. And part of us thought, oh God, if these things are really good, it's going to look like everything was sponsored. And we've said that these chips are so good because AMD paid us for that video. And the only good thing to come out of this is the fact that that's definitely not the case. Because in both videos we've done, essentially we've said the chips are all right, they're just too expensive. For the foreseeable future until the price comes down, don't buy them. So yeah, if AMD did pay us to say that, someone would be doing their job very, very badly.
If they had launched and then been cheaper than what's available now, it would have been incredible. Or if they'd offered more performance but cost more. You know, either way is fine, but barely any performance for a lot more money.
It's almost, it's just bizarre behaviour, really, because they also took me out to LA last month, about 4 weeks ago, for like Intel do this as well. They call it like the, well, this was the Zen 5 day, but it's essentially, so you learn how the chips are made, essentially, how they work, all of the improvements, the architecture days, that's the phrase I'm looking for. I did one with Intel earlier in the year as well. And do you think there must have been so much effort, so much time, so much money spent on going into that? The last thing I really expected was a minuscule improvement, really, to performance, and obviously still a pretty high price. I thought the whole thing's just been a little bit strange, really. And looking at other people's content as well, I think the most interesting thing, besides obviously the performance numbers, is the performance numbers relative to the previous generation, and then the generation before that, and the generation before that. Because there's been big jumps all throughout the Ryzen lifetime, but then this launch is just, we've waited 2 years for this. Not that anyone's actually waiting, really. Who is waiting, you know, for the next gen of CPUs, really?
Yeah.
But just this is the most Intel AMD launch I've seen, and it is disappointing.
I think when the 7700 launched, it was on par, but I think actually beat the 5800X 3D, which is great.
Yeah, around about that sort of point, right?
So if the 9700 came out and then it beat the 7800X 3D, you know, like we saw with the previous generation, all good, we're happy. But when it's worse, it's like, oh.
That's what I expected. I thought, oh, well, clearly when they launched the new 9700X, it will be about the same as the X3D. Some people want to grab that now at launch, but realistically, I think most people probably want to wait for the X3D because that will be loads better. So to be at the point where we're at now, where it's way more money for not even the same level of performance for gaming, is strange. And then this week we've had the launch of the 9900X and the 9950X. And the 9950X, and I think actually the 9900X, also use the same weird core parking, core provisioning service that the X3D chips did from the previous generation, which was one of the reasons I didn't really recommend those either. Because in order to get the optimum performance, you need the software to be cohesive and work properly all of the time. And it relies on like game mode and things like that to function properly. We didn't have any issues. Well, I didn't anyway. I don't believe you did either.
No.
Testing these, so everything seemed to work properly. But it's just weird, isn't it? The whole thing's just been a bit weird.
It's just really weird. And you keep seeing these videos that other people are bringing out, and it's like, we've managed to gain an extra 1% or 2% here and there.
We've clawed back some extra performance.
And it's just like, it shouldn't require weeks of testing and investigation to work out that it's 1 or 2% better if you do this crazy method that nobody's ever done before.
No, you're referring to the Hardware Unboxed video they put live a few hours ago about, was it admin privileges or an admin account, was it?
Yeah, it's all, the whole AM5 platform is meant to be, oh, you know, drop in, easy upgrade.
Yeah, which it has been so far. And Gamers Nexus were having loads of issues with their memory as well, getting that to work, when one of the main points of 9000 is better memory support.
Yeah.
Part of me can't help but think, maybe they just shouldn't have bothered. like honestly,
just
because
kept it going. Maybe we'll knock another £10 off the price of the current ones.
It's just what that is probably the. Oh well, I'm doubled up there. That's the question. What is the point? I mean, in marketing, one of the big reasons actually for companies to release stuff, and Intel did this last year, which was atrocious. You know, they brought out their 14th gen, which was basically a rebadge of the 13th. So you can get better yields and things. The more you produce of something, you learn some mistakes and some solutions when you're producing things. So you can get things better over time without making like crazy fundamental architecture changes. And then they rebadge it, and the reason they do that is because they think you're stupid. Like, genuinely, they think the consumer is stupid and goes into a shop. And, you know, maybe some people are, and they just buy whatever's the most recent thing. So even if product A was way better, a lot of people will buy product B because it's newer. That's the idea. So they want to have something fresh on shelves to get people talking, news cycles, all of these things. And you go into the store or buy online and you buy the newest thing, right? So obviously, Ryzen 9000 is better than 7000, but when you take price into account, it's not. So that's the point. That's why I say maybe they shouldn't have bothered, because there's not really any reasons to get excited about these at the moment. But they will eventually filter through. Price will come down. They'll stop selling the 7000, and then these will be the ones to have, and we'll be able to recommend them. Because when the 7600 launched, we were not recommending that because it was too expensive. And now you can get it for under £200 in the UK, which is great. But yes, you're going to tell me something. You've got
We've got a super chat from Andy Martinez.
Super chat. Andy Martinez, welcome.
Andy said, love the channel. Videos are informative. Marcus is the greatest. Keep it up, guys.
Oh, well, that's very kind. I don't think I am. I mean, if you ask Thea, my partner, she'll probably tell you that I think that I am. But I jest, really. I just enjoy building PCs. So I get just as frustrated as I'm sure you guys do when hardware launches and there's not really anything to get excited about. And the thing we're now worried about is that the X3D version is also going to be disappointing, because unless they do something drastically different, if it is just an architecture change with the extra 3D cache, you're still probably only looking at like 3 to best case 10% performance boost.
Over the existing X3D.
Which is not going to please me, let me tell you that. CPU is now installed though, as you can see. So this is always the bit that a lot of people get freaked out by. I still do to this day. The amount of force that this requires, I should get a Newton meter to actually push this back down, will upset some people, but that is normal. So don't worry about that too much. But yes, that is our CPU into position, and then we can actually get our RAM. So this is a little bit annoying actually, I've got to admit. So Thermaltake have sent this out. I think it's fine in the US, but it's very hard to find. This is Thermaltake Tough RAM XG RGB D5. All of these parts were supplied by the manufacturer, not necessarily for this video, but just to use as and when. In terms of your disclosure there, but this is a 5600 megahertz kit. It is white, which is why we're doing it. We're going for a full white build here today, but yes, it's quite hard to find sometimes, and that also means that pricing, if it's kind of like semi-available, it puts the price up compared to other kits. So by all means, use this if you can find it, but it was difficult to track down. But my affiliate links to everything featured in this build are actually listed down below. Is that what I think it is? That is the nicest smelling kit of RAM I've ever had. Get a whiff of that. It smells like food.
It does smell nice. What is it?
Maybe we take it back. It's worth the extra.
It smells
extra
nice.
Fund. I'll tell you what it smells like. I think it smells like when you're a kid and you go in one of those like indoor activity centres and you're like playing on like all the monkey bars and stuff. It smells, yeah, the ball pit.
Yeah.
It smells like that. So maybe that's just like throwbacks to, God, how old am I? That would have been like 25 years ago, something like that.
Back to the ball pit.
Back to the ball pit, yeah. But yes, good looking RAM.
We've got a few questions in the chat.
Yeah, who's in the chat? Read me out some names.
Daddy's here.
Daddy's here. And he keeps clipping it every week, that Daddy's here.
Daddy is in the chat.
So we do enjoy that, Daddy. Keep those clips coming.
I was going to say, somebody just asked, where's he gone?
I don't know.
I've lost him.
Where has he
Jason?
gone?
Jason asked, did you get rid of the pea smell? Somebody else asked, can you still smell dog wee?
Oh, I see. So the drain smell is gone. I'm pleased to say that has gone. I managed to flush that out. Whoever said in the comments, by the way, oh, that's how you get rats come up in your house through the toilet.
I see that, yeah.
Thank you for that. Losing sleep at night. Not really, but I mean, it's not been a nice thought. So thank you so much for that, guys. Really appreciate it. And then the dog wee, yes, for the most part. But Editor Carl is the person to ask because I live here, so I would get used to it. Does the house smell a wee?
No.
Not at all?
No.
There you go.
No wee smell.
No, he did try his luck last night as well. He did wee on the carpet again. But I must admit, shout at him, and he didn't appreciate that. And we had a dog trainer come in earlier today, and she was like, no, don't shout at the dog. Bad idea. So, yeah, how would you cope with this when the dog trainer says to you, just let him wee, just let him finish, use the wee command. So for us, it would be go for a wee, and then just pick him up, take him outside. The idea of just watching your dog wee on your carpet in front of you is not a good one.
No.
Oh, sorry,
You'd
not
go
wee,
pee.
pee. Americans like, what? Wee? What is that?
What's wee?
What is wee?
He weed on the carpet?
Yeah. This is why we don't get any American viewers, because they don't like it. Anyway. Yes. Where were we? Sorry, we were distracted. Yeah, so that's what's going on in the chat. You said a few other questions.
We've got one from Basie. Which is better for gaming, Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9?
In pretty much all... Well, no, I was going to say they're essentially the same unless you're bottlenecked. And then it would be the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. It's the X3D chips that are performing the best at the moment. So if you are going to buy a gaming CPU, we've got a full CPU video coming up soon where we do a wrap-up actually of everything. As I say, yeah, we'll go through everything. But essentially, at the moment, you're looking at probably a Ryzen 7600, or if you're willing to buy on somewhere like AliExpress, Editor Carl's pointed out you can get the 7500F. That would be very similar, but a fair bit cheaper. If you are maybe going for like a RTX 4060, something like that, then I would probably recommend looking at Ryzen 7700. It's an 8-core chip, gives you a little bit extra in the tank. Or maybe like 7700 XT. You could also pair that with like a Ryzen 7700. But if you're going for like a RTX 4070, or maybe you're looking at 7800 XT, the GRE that we're using here today, that's when I'd recommend the 7800 X3D, as that is going to give you a better experience. Just because a gaming CPU is better, sorry, let's change that camera. Just because a gaming CPU is better, don't forget that you still need the graphics horsepower to actually run the game in the first place, or it's not going to make any difference. Because if you're not bottlenecked by your CPU, and you're not being affected by the 1% lows, then you could use whatever CPU you want. As long as it's good enough, you're not going to notice any difference to your gameplay in a nutshell, really. But yeah, that answered the question, Carl?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I was going to do a poll asking people if they're happy with the Zen 5 launch.
Well, I could say the answer's no. I don't think anyone cares, really. Maybe it's just the time of year. We're about a month away until people really start, I think, getting into PC building. I don't know.
When it gets dark at night and colder.
Yeah, when it gets dark at night. CPU, or motherboard, I should say, is now like ready to go. So our SSD is in here. We've got a Gen 5 M.2 slot on this. This motherboard, by the way, is the B650-A REG Strix. Again, affiliate links and stuff are down below if you want to check out pricing. This one also has a BIOS flashback utility, which we will be using in order to get our BIOS updated so it will work with 9000. Obviously, that bit's very important. You'll put your USB flash drive in this one, and then you do have Wi-Fi here as well, Wi-Fi 6E. The only thing to mention actually about this board is that it is B650, not B650E. So unless I'm very much mistaken, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure this is only going to be PCIe Gen 4 on the PCIe, yes, PCIe Gen 4 16 slot. So almost certainly fine for most people, but if you want to keep this motherboard for ages and ages, you might find that you can buy a graphics card in a few years' time. That's going to be PCI Gen 5 8X, which would not work as well on this motherboard. But that's probably getting ahead of ourselves a little bit too much, but it is definitely worth bearing in mind.
Yeah, yeah. I think as long as we don't see another 6500 XT, we should be okay.
Well, yeah, the RTX 4060 is 8X though.
Or was it the 5500 XT? I can't remember which one it was now.
I think you were talking about this earlier. I think it was the 6500 XT.
Yeah.
Or 60. Yeah.
One of them.
Where they just kind of like ruined the bandwidth on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of cooling, by the way, we are going for. We had to think about this long and hard actually, and we decided the best cooler for this particular build was going to be this, which is the GA2 Trinity SL-INF 240. Fantastic name, but I don't think a 360 will fit very comfortably in this. You might be able to make it work, but not 100% sure. It certainly would be tight anyway. Editor Code, do you want to double check on that?
What is the case called?
Ceres 330, but I tried to measure it out with some fans and it didn't look like it. I think you could fit 3 fans in there, but I'm not sure about a radiator because the tubes would give you clearance issues. So going with a 240 in this is a relatively inexpensive case from Thermaltake actually. At the time of filming, I think it's about $80-ish.
Yeah.
And around about £95 or so, maybe slightly more than that. This is the
£80.
snow white colour. There you go. So pretty decent little option actually. Is probably what I would expect for about £80. So good, solid case that you can upgrade.
Oh, you can put a 360 at the front behind those big ones.
Oh yeah, so you can put a 360 at the front, but I hate front mounting radiators with a passion.
And you'd have to remove those fans, I think, which just seems a bit of a waste.
Seems a bit of a waste. Can you fit? Doesn't look as if you can mount fans down the bottom. I mean, you might be able to make it work with those air holes, but don't know. Not optimal anyway. I'd much rather go with just probably a 280 if you could fit it. Yeah, 280 at the top.
280 at the top.
Yeah, 280 at the top, probably right for this. Front mounting is a bad idea unless you're doing a productivity machine, because it just means that you're going to feed your graphics card warmer air, and every time I've done it, I've regretted it. So make of that what you will. But yes, this is a cooler look from Lian. There it is. The software is okay. It's not my absolute favourite, but I'm now using it with my own personal rig. And yeah, it's okay. But we find it does actually use a little bit of core utilization. So if you're running on like a 6-core chip or certainly a 4-core, it might actually affect your gameplay a little bit. But nothing crazy, but yeah, software can be a little bit bloated.
Oh, look, you've already got the AMD bracket readily installed.
Yeah, well, I've used this before, so
that's the one I've got on my test bench. It's actually nice and easy to
there you go.
use.
Oh, I wondered where that cooler is.
Yeah, the 360 one.
There you go. Editor Carl's got the 360. I'll let you hang on to that. But yes, here's the cooler. Look, nice white, going to match our theme perfectly. Uses the AMD hooks. And the reason I'm taking this out of the box now is because it's always worth verifying how you're going to fit this to your motherboard. And if you need to make any modifications, then it's easier to do it now. But that should pretty much just be a case of removing that, adding some thermal paste and dropping that into position. So yeah, like that. We'll keep that safe and secure. And I would love to say to everyone, actually, that we've got some brand new merch available for you, because look at this. We've got the PC Centric water bottle. That is genuinely the nicest water bottle I've ever seen. What do you reckon, Carl? You like this?
Yeah, that looks quite good.
Well, this is not merch. This is just something YouTube gave me years ago.
Chili on the back of it.
Yeah, this is my squash water bottle. As Editor Carl will tell you, we play squash together, and I'm infinitely better than him.
After he lost 6-1 yesterday.
Yeah. But the first time we played, I won big.
Because I'd never played before.
Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, I thought that the irony wouldn't be lost on you that we actually have a piece of merch that you can't buy. I could sell that on for millions. Maybe that's the idea, exclusivity. Oh, I'm tired, you know. I don't know, why are we doing this? It's all that bread I had for lunch. I made some sourdough and now I'm like, ooh. But there we are. What's going on in the chat, Carl?
I've got a good question here for you.
I got one question for you. What are those? Have you watched that yet? I told you to watch it last week.
I feel like you did. I feel like I have.
No.
It's just, if I see it, I'll probably recognise it.
The shoes.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know the what are those, like that meme, like the what are those shoes.
That's old meme, that one.
Yeah, that's really old.
Yeah.
I've lost the question now. Oh, someone, I can't find it, but I remember what they said. They said, have you tested the new Intel stuff with the new microcode yet?
No, we need to do that. I said to Carl about that this morning and he replied, I've just taken apart the test suite and the desk, so... Okay.
And I've put it back together now.
Oh, it's back together now.
So that it can be used again.
So yeah, there you go. But I want to do a full video on that, really. The issue is it's also a confidence thing as well, right? Because as we discussed in our CPU roundup video, can you hear the dog barking on the feed? I don't know. The dog's barking anyway or something. The issue with what I've always said is if you go for something like an Intel 12400F, you can then upgrade your motherboard or your CPU on the motherboard to something like an i9. So there's loads of upgrades that you can make. So don't worry that the platform's dead and you're not going to be able to buy a 15th gen CPU for the board, because it doesn't matter. You can go to a i7, i9, and you'll be fine. But obviously now, you know, performance difference, I think some people have tested it and found that there's not huge differences. Other people have tested it and found that there are, so it's still a work in progress, clearly. But I just...
It's also a little bit disappointed because obviously the i9s are now power limited.
Yeah,
which is I guess a good thing. But then that does mean they have lost performance.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like, oh, my upgrade path, potential upgrade path, has now lost about 10% performance. It's not,
precisely.
It's not very exciting.
It's just, yeah, I mean, as we found on the channel anyway, we've been recommending the latest gen Ryzen for most people because it's such a good platform and it has all of these upgrades. And relatively speaking, it's fairly affordable. But unless you're really trying to skimp every penny, I think Intel's incredibly difficult to recommend now, which is a shame. You know? I mean, you know, the desktop obviously is one thing. You know, laptops and well, on the laptop side, I don't think things will be affected too much unless something comes out about laptops. But it's just the 13th and 14th gen desktop chips, really, isn't it? But you know, confidence is definitely something not to be underrated, because you guys will know better than me, like what you're going to buy next, and to say that you're not thinking about this when you buy a processor. Oh, remember what happened to Intel? You know, I think that is something you're going to be thinking about personally. So yeah, I think it will do a fair bit of damage, this, but I also hope it doesn't mean that AMD start getting cocky to the point where they start releasing lesser products. But I don't know.
I agree.
You know, that's not what's affected the Zen 5 launch. They haven't at the last minute gone, quick, get rid of all the performance, Intel are down. But yeah, I don't know. The other thing as well, we said last week, please, AMD, can you give us the pricing sooner this time and give us more time to test the chips?
We got it later. And
they gave it to us even later. We got US dollar pricing the same day as the embargo, the same day. And also, as Gamers Nexus pointed out, they told us like 5 days into testing, oh, if you're having problems, by the way, it's because you need to do all these steps to get the core provisioning to work. What? I mean, the email was actually more about if you're having problems with other chips. It was if you're then like now testing an 8 core and then you're finding that you're losing performance. that's because of this core provisioning service. And they're like, don't worry, just do a clean install. So what do you mean do a clean install? You want us to do a clean install for every single CPU? How much time do you think we have? You know, and you've told us this on, was it Tuesday we got that email? Tuesday morning? Could have been Monday.
I think it was Tuesday or Monday evening, one of the two.
Yeah.
And then I just read it, I was like, no, I'm not, you know, we'd have to reinstall Windows and do it all again, download all the games
for
again,
every single chip.
Reinstall all the drivers and...
No, to be clear, like, we tested it, you know, as working properly. We didn't just like bodge some numbers together. I'm not saying we didn't follow the instructions. I'm saying that to do a clean install for every single CPU would be ridiculous. Yeah. And I guess we wouldn't be able to do that in the time frame that they gave us. Is kind of the point, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you'd need, if you want to do that for you'd need weeks of time, not, you know what, 4 or 5 days or whatever it was before the embargo.
I also think as well, my take on this personally is that you should be using the chips as the consumer will. And so if they do give you this incredibly complicated step to get everything working properly, I just think consumers aren't doing that. So that's almost misleading as well. I just don't, this core provisioning stuff, I don't like it. I much prefer what happens on the Intel side of things, where it's all done with a thread director behind the scenes. And while there are definitely optimizations in Windows, it's not something the consumer has to think about. They just, you know, plop it in and go, really. So, yeah, but we verified all our numbers anyway, and yeah, it was working properly. So don't worry about that. But yeah, it was frustrating, really, and it feels like you're kind of shouting into the void because you know, AMD don't really care whether we test. What am I trying to say? AMD don't really care how our, I don't want to say our mental health, but you know what I mean? They don't really seem to care about reviewers' time, is how it's come across. Maybe they do, maybe that's harsh, but I think it's all been very unreasonable. But I think that just comes from a rushed launch because they had issues. I'm pretty sure before, when I've tested AMD CPUs, we've had more time, so maybe it's just a one-off. The absolute worst was when I was testing the Skylake chips. Was it Skylake? No, it was KB Lake, Intel's KB Lake chips. And
was
they...
that 8,000?
7,000 or 700. 7,000?
Oh,
no, 7,000.
Yeah, one after Skylake.
The Intel, yeah, the Intel launch that these chips were current for like 6 months. They were just a refresh. And they had reviewers do it over Christmas. So the embargo was like the 2nd of January, and we got the chips on like the 22nd or something stupid like that. And so I was benchmarking over Christmas, which was hilarious. But I was young back then and new to everything, so I was just keen for the opportunity. Whereas now I'm a sad old man. But yeah.
His words, not mine.
Yeah, apologies if you're watching this and you are older than I am, because that probably means you're an even, not necessarily a sadder man, but you're an older man.
We've got a super chat.
Super chat. Super chat.
From Real Clonny Fan.
From who?
Real Clonny Fan.
Ah.
I'm not sure. Great stream. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, it could all go wrong. We don't know yet. I feel like people tune in just for the funnies.
Just to listen to people moan about computers for like a couple hours.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just nice to have a chat with everyone. I say this pretty much most streams. This is the best way for us to talk and connect to you guys, pretty much, because we don't always get the opportunity to have like a two-way conversation, right? So I know you just like having a chat with everyone in the chat, don't you? Really,
yeah.
As well. You get a lot out of that. Anyway, motherboard is installed. As you can see, all white build that we're doing here today. So we've got a white RAM, white board, white case, and when I pick this up, look. That's the one. When I pick this up, look, you can obviously then see what we've got going on. I don't like that this is a little bit like vibraty. That doesn't seem like great tolerance to me. Does that go in a bit more? Yeah, it's still a bit. It's a bit meh. It should be absolutely fine if you're using solid state, but if you've got any hard drives, that could cause you a problem.
Bit rattly, maybe.
Bit rattly, but yeah. Otherwise, not too bad. Give this a spin round to the other side. Look, we'll find all of our fans and cables, and we can start to get these plugged in. So as always, you will find that you'll have a series of cables for your front panel. You've got your It's white on white, you can't see it. There you go. You've got your USB 3, right? You've got your HD audio, which has ketchup and mustard still, which is a bit annoying. And then you've got a front panel connection. And most cases do this now, actually, where you just have one single connection that you plug in rather than the old-fashioned way of doing it, where you had loads of tiny ones. So yeah, nothing drastically different here. Obviously USB-C as well. You're looking either like you need to go to the toilet, which obviously if you want to go, Carl, that's okay.
I was just staring at the cables. I was just watching.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a question,
No,
or there was a chat.
No, I was just watching.
If you put your hand up, right, I might let you go.
I have to raise my hand. For
Yeah.
the question.
Exactly. Right, what's going on in the chat?
Apparently, Daddy is the same age as you.
Daddy was there.
Daddy, your daddy is the same age as you. How does that work?
Don't know. You're getting into some biology there.
Yeah. Marcus should be put behind bars for saying 30 years old is old.
If you haven't worked this out yet, I am what we call in the UK a wind-up merchant. So if you're annoyed, that's almost deliberate. Something else that annoys me about this case, by the way, and I was meant to use this literally months ago. It's been sat in storage, but it supports MSI Project Zero look. So you've got these cutouts here, but it does not, as far as I can tell. No, it doesn't. It does not support micro ATX Project Zero. So you only go with full-size ATX, but then the only size, at the time of filming anyway, full-size boards that have Project Zero have been Intel, and we don't really use much Intel. And I'm certainly not going to be using Z790 Project Zero anytime soon at the moment. So I've just given up, and we've gone for a normal board in this. But yes, that's what those holes are, if you're wondering.
Yeah, I find that a bit strange with the...
Well, I've seen a lot of cases that have both holes cut out.
Yeah.
Which would make
I think
sense.
like was it like the Corsair ones?
Corsair one, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
it's
like
quite annoying that the Project Zero stuff is only B650 micro ATX.
It's odd,
which
isn't
is
it?
like, you know, if it's like a premium feature sort of thing, why is it on like the cheapest type of motherboard? It's that, you know, most people use a micro ATX.
Yeah, I think part of me
thinks
all a bit
thinks confusing.
that maybe MSI didn't expect them to be as popular as they are, and they've gone off of their own cases that they produce, which are mainly micro ATX, when in actual fact, if they'd ramped up ATX boards from the off, they would actually be selling a fair few. But if they didn't know how many cases were going to be coming out, then maybe that's the reason. Don't know. Difficult to say for sure.
I think, is it the... I swear I've seen like... Gigabyte have got like a new... Oh, there it is.
Stealth?
Yeah, the Stealth one. That looks really good.
What's different about Stealth compared to Asus and MSI though?
I'm not sure. I think it's similar, but you know, it's the same backward connector thing.
Yeah. Well, so clearly there is a standard that's been formed in terms of length and stuff.
But there's like, they've got like a pure, like all white one. It looks really good.
Ooh, hopefully I can get that one in then. I'll ask them.
And the Wi-Fi connectors.
Are these just rumoured boards then?
No, you can buy it. It's out. You could buy it for £240.
Oh, I didn't know that. I assumed Project Stealth would probably launch with X870.
It's a B650E.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I see some like photos of it on, I think it was on Instagram, and it looked really clean. I was like, that looks...
We'll have to get that in.
All white. Project Zero.
Well, you can buy a
Stealth,
N5, can't you? My personal rig, and then I could swap that case for the same case, but with the cutouts, and then have that board. That would be quite nice. But if I'm honest, I don't want to use Gigabyte for my personal rig this time, because I did last time. I always like to rotate.
Yeah. You've got NZXT at the moment.
I've got NZXT. It's just nice to try and live with different brands of boards. Just, you know, I feel like it's like phone reviewers. If I had never used an iPhone or never used an Android phone, you wouldn't be a very good reviewer, I don't think, if you hadn't used them. So that's my 2 cents. We've got here the addressable RGB at the top, USB, Type-C, and then USB 3. Right down at the bottom, look, here we've got our front panel connection. So these go in like that. And then down at the bottom left, we have our front panel audio. And there, as you can see, I'll neaten it up in just a bit. Actually, there's one fan header. There's got to be more fans, actually. I must have missed some. But yes, we've got our fan headers to connect here as well. Rather annoyingly, actually, that is a really short cable. I don't know what that's all about. Why is that so short? What's going on there? Is there another cable? Let's have a look. So here's our fans here.
Do they daisy chain to
Yeah,
each other,
maybe
or?
it's just that they need to be daisy chained. That would
Where's the
explain
back one
it.
plug in?
Oh?
The back fan, where's that plugged into?
At the moment, the board. But that's what I mean. That's
I
got a
see.
really short connector on it. But yes, that looks like, okay, that makes more sense, daisy chains. Which I don't really like doing, if I'm honest with you, but hey-ho. Needs must. I pushed that over with quite a lot of force. Also, why are these so long? Like, what is this? Look, arm for scale. Ridiculous.
I think they can see it next to your whole body as well.
I just don't get companies when they make such crap errors. Hold on, what am I doing? That one. It just, you know, it doesn't take a... Am I going mad, Carl? Or does it... It's their case. They've put this in there. They know how big their case is. Why would anyone need a cable that big?
I don't know.
Just, how can they go, well, yes, I think that's the right length.
If it was too short, you'd be complaining.
Yeah, I would be. Well, yeah,
it's too long. And
that's what they've done. Too short, and then
you
too
plug
long.
that one into there. Tuck that round the back.
Why not just have them both normal size?
You tuck that one round the back. And
Why not have them normal size, Carl? That would make far more sense, wouldn't it? Right, so let's daisy chain that in here. You know what you are? You're too positive. You need to get on my level and just be more of a miserable bum.
Yes, people in the comments said better too long than too short.
Yeah, but are they just trying to be funny? They think that anything involving wee-wee is funny, so...
Do you want to hear how the poll's going? I think you'll be quite surprised.
What, the exit poll?
No, have you been happy with the Zen 5 launch poll?
Is it a landslide victory for...
No, not really.
No.
58% of people are not happy. 40% of people, 42%, sorry, are happy with Zen 5.
Is that happy, or they just don't care?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, sorry.
Well, if you don't care, you would be like, nah, I'm not really happy with it.
I guess so. But I mean, what is there to be happy about? There's more CPUs that exist. That's it. That's the end of the narrative. You know, I was all geared up to be doing all these PC builds every week with all of the new chips. What's the point? Oh, here's a chip you should buy. Great.
Here's our new build with the 9700X. Don't buy it, you know, buy the 7700 or the X3D instead. But, you know, here's this one.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bit disappointing. But hey-ho. They'll come good. They just need a price drop. I mean, don't forget, the X3D in the UK was £500 when that launched. And think how much it is now. So the same will happen, no doubt. It just takes a bit of time. But I would like to know if they are going to still sell them. You know, the old gen, or if they just phase them out. Because if they're on a different process, yeah, that's probably quite a good question that a lot of people don't always think about. Why do they sell the same, like, two different SKUs, if you like? And it's often just down to the process. So that they're buying capacity from, like, places like TSMC. Taiwan Semiconductor Company.
Manufacturing company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're buying, like, allocation, essentially. So they're buying, like, two different things, if that makes sense, so that you can have a higher capacity of products for less money if you buy, like, two different processes, essentially. That's essentially the way it works. How many times do I want to say essentially in the same sentence? It's because my words weren't coming out. My brain was unable to keep up with my rate of speech. Yeah, biding for time. Joe biding for time.
Ryzen Daddy's just asked, Ryzen 5 7500F build thoughts for a streaming PC.
7500F, it's not the way I would go, no.
6 core.
6 core. But then if you're just starting out, don't worry about it so much. Especially if you're using, like, NVIDIA's baked-in encoder, that will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, it depends what you're trying to do with it. If you've got loads of effects and overlays and your screen capturing multiple different things to overlay into the screen, then I guess, you know, you probably want a bit more horsepower. But if you've just got pure gameplay and maybe a face cam, you should be fine. I think.
Depends what you're doing. I mean, my new editing rig that I've been using at the moment, it's got 7800X 3D. It's the white PC that you saw me build not that long ago, actually, my personal rig. But I put 7800X 3D in there, and that's actually running Resolve with 6K feeds like butter. It's awesome. And a lot of that is just down to the GPU because it's got 4090 in it. So I think actually streaming, whilst it definitely does need a decent CPU, as long as you're using the baked-in encoders, it's actually easier than you might think. Right, anyway, just tidying this up. Who else we got in the chat? Have we got any of the Discord gang in the chat? I mean, have you put a ping out on Discord?
I did, after Rivstar arrived 25 minutes
late. Oh, Rivstar, come on. Get on it. Where's my... There it is.
He said...
Has he built his PC yet?
What, with the new case?
Yeah, with his deep cool case.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Don't forget, everyone, if you live in the UK and you want one of the cases, so this will soon appear on Discord, then I've started to give the cases away. You know, we were talking about this earlier. Like, it's not a giveaway. Well, I suppose it's not a competition.
It's not a
lottery. This isn't something you have to enter. It's not a lottery. It's just if you want to like have a case, then you're gonna have a case. Like, you know, this isn't a well, I don't know. Is it transaction? I don't know what it's classed as. You just have to like pay for a postage label, and you're gonna have it. That you know, that's it. So people have been fighting over some of them. And then for some reason, the FV270 took like 2 days to get rid of. That's all I'm trying to do. I just want the space back. You know, it's not rocket science. It was like 180 quid case. You don't have to pay anything for it. As I say, it's not a prize. If you want it, you know, you could have it. And then it took 2 days to get rid of it. It's like, hang on a minute. People paying 180 quid for this.
Nobody wants it.
Yeah, no one even wanted it. Crazy.
Rivstar had finished his PC, but he's going to rebuild it next week again with a custom loop.
Ooh.
And I've seen a few people asking when is Marcus going to water cool his personal PC.
Yeah, soon actually, because I was thinking we were going to be spending all of our time with these Ryzen chips, but it looks unlikely now. I was like, oh, I'll wait for new Ryzen and I'll use one of those, and now it's like, nah, I'm all right.
I can't wait to use the 9950X to get loads more performance for video editing. And then it's like, oh.
And I don't need it anyway, so that's what I mean. It's fine, it's my Fortnite machine. Okay, anyway, at the stage we're at now, enough fluff, is this. How does the stream look, by the way? Because last week people complained it was too bright, whereas this time we've made it a bit darker. Does that look all right?
A bit moodier.
Bit moody, a bit more depressed.
Dark mode.
Dark mode, yeah. I don't know. Well, we're using an OLED monitor that kind of crushes the blacks a bit, so it's hard to gauge sometimes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I get scared now.
Get nervous.
I'll be like, I need to move the screen around now and then.
I need to have a play around with that because the Alienware doesn't crush the blacks, so yeah. Anyway, we're going off topic. Cooler is next. It's always worth doing a test fit. The fans actually come pre-fitted as this one, I believe, as an exhaust. So obviously great if you can use this as an exhaust. You just need to line this up with the top like so, and you'll attach it. You can slide it around a little bit. I usually have it bang in the middle so I can still access the CPU cables at the top left of the rig. But obviously, in order to get this fitted, we will need to remove the top panel.
Do you want to plug in the cables for the...
I don't need to because it's a 240. That's a good question though. But no,
as long as you're happy.
I am happy.
If you get angry in like 20 minutes time,
look,
you can't plug it
when
in.
would I ever get angry at something like that? It's not the sort of thing I would do, Carl. I think you're misrepresenting me.
I'm not misrepresenting.
Yeah, misrepresenting me. I've clearly lost some screws for this as well because there's only 4 in the bag. But that will do. We'll just do 4. No one needs to know apart from everyone watching. Hello, everyone watching. Screwdriver, okay. Has anyone got any more obscure questions about dogs and toilets?
Somebody here from California, Jesse's just said, just wanted to say thank you for your amazing videos. They've been incredibly helpful and invaluable while I'm learning and researching my own build.
Oh, honestly, that's awesome. Because, you know, I've been doing this for a while now and I still love making these videos, I really do. But when you do get hardware that comes along and isn't like the most exciting thing, you are kind of craving the next thing to, you know, keep your, I wouldn't say keep your enthusiasm going, because my thing has always been my favourite builds are the ones where they're all about value, because I know they're really helpful and I kind of get excited by that. But yes, actually hearing from people that they are useful definitely helps us out, because it makes us understand that people actually see these. So yes, really appreciate that. Thanks for letting us know. I have put that in the wrong hole. People in the chat again. Like, I take it Americans don't make that noise, do they? They don't understand.
What?
Wee.
Whee. He's made a mistake. Everyone laugh at him.
I did. Do you know Scattervolt?
Yeah.
Yeah. He. I think the first time I met him, he's very well spoken actually, for an American. And
it's like, no offense, other Americans.
he said to me, no, as in like, I'm.
For an American, he's very.
I didn't mean it like that. I promise. But he's very well spoken, and he said,
just left the chat.
"Is it true that if you go into a British pub, and I think he might have called it a British bar, I'm not sure. If you go into a British bar and someone drops a glass, everyone shouts, 'Way!' It's like, yes it is. You're either just one of those people or you're not. You just can't help it. Something comes over you and you just have to shout it.
It's always sarcastic as well.
I love being British. I mean, the thing we were talking about earlier as well, you hadn't arrived at this point, is when you turned up. It was, you'd been talking on the radio about the most recent Liz Truss thing, where she was doing a book signing or an interview or something, and somehow someone had rigged backstage. So this was a proper like theatre. Someone rigged backstage this massive proper banner. I thought it'd be like hand drawn. It's like no, really professional banner, like from the wings, just slowly started coming down while she was doing this interview, and it just had a picture of a lettuce with like googly eyes, and I can't remember what the text was, but it's about the whole Liz Truss thing. And it's like that's such an English thing to do, But there we go. Anyway, let's not make this about politics, but. Yeah, my mortgage has gone up. Yeah, but there were other factors. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Politics Centric with Marcus and Carl.
We've got a good question here, Marcus. What is your favourite tea brand?
Yorkshire Gold. And I know this is like a meme if you watch Spiffing Brit. Genuinely, Yorkshire Gold is
Yorkshire tea
insane. No. Even Yorkshire tea I'm not a fan of anymore, because Yorkshire Gold.
Once you go gold, you never go back.
It's insane. It is quite expensive. Well, it's not. When you think it's £4 for a pack for like 60 to 80 tea bags. Still not very expensive, but compared to like the £2 tea, it's can't spend £4, but it's worth it. Yorkshire Tea Gold. Not sponsored, in case you were wondering. Yeah, love that. Awesome. Right, we've got our controller here as well. Obviously, we are going to use this. I don't think you actually have to.
Apparently in Australia, if people drop a glass, they shout taxi.
What, i.e. like he's drunk, get him home?
I guess so, yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, way, they shout taxi.
Taxi. I can see that. Australians, I feel like, well, they are our cousins, aren't they? Back in the day, I don't know.
Cousins.
But yeah, I feel like Australians and English get on very well. But
Dan just said, up the Yorkshire, no better place.
Yeah, I love Yorkshire. Yorkshire's great. I'd tell you one of the best things that did come out of COVID is that people started travelling in their own country a lot more. I mean, obviously Americans do that anyway because it's so big. But I didn't really get around the UK much until COVID. And now we go everywhere and anywhere, really. Helps to having the dogs as well. But yeah, Yorkshire's fantastic. I want to go to York. I've never been. You been to York?
I think I went to York a very long time ago. I can't remember it, though. I think I was like, a boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got no recollection of what it looked like at all.
Good chat. Thanks for that.
Yeah, very helpful. I've been, yeah, that's the answer to the question.
Anyone in the chat from York? Let us know.
Anybody from York?
Anyone from York? Looks as if there's actually a decent amount of space here, to put controllers, and that side panel should still fit on. So.
Are beans on toast actually good?
I got into beans quite late. I do like beans. Have we told
Did you
people?
get into beans late? Baked beans. Like, you know, I didn't
Well,
really find
no,
they
'cause
weren't really cool enough
hang on,
until I
no,
got
'cause
to about like
you-
24.
You know when you're a kid and you say you don't like things just because they look a bit funny. Baked beans
Yeah,
is one
I
of
was
those
like that,
things
yeah.
for me. So
I was like that with eggs for a long time.
I got into them quite late, but now I'm into beans. And I don't know if we've spoken about this on stream yet. I mean, you can walk people through this while I do the last couple of things. What have I recently got into and I'm now fascinated and obsessed with?
Bread making.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah,
Well-
sourdough's good. No, the other thing, when we were playing squash, I always say, oh, I really...
Oh, you love going to the calf.
We're going to the calf. I'm a calf person now. I love the calf. Always in the calf.
Not a cafe, a calf.
Yeah. Well, it isn't a cafe, is it? It is a calf.
I don't think they're called calf though, are they?
I don't know. Don't know.
Apparently Rivstar's from Yorkshire.
Oh. There you go.
There you go.
Yorkshire. Good, honest tea from Yorkshire. This doesn't plug in here, does it?
So, Haven DK is from not from York, but South Yorkshire. York's not that far from them. Banana bread is the best, apparently.
I made a plantain bread. It was really nice. Well, which is kind of banana bread, but not quite.
One thing something Daddy just said. What about beans on potatoes? I always found like beans on like
Cheese.
mashed potatoes weird when I was younger.
I was a spaghetti oops person.
Oops.
Do you like spaghetti oops?
Spaghetti oops.
Spaghetti oops. Yeah, I was all about spaghetti hoops.
Beans on a burrito.
They
I think
don't
they're
sound. It
different
doesn't
kind
sound
of
right if you
beans.
say spaghetti hoops, does it? It's far too
Spaghetti hoops.
posh.
Uddersfield for me. Live in a field with me, 2 sheep and a cow. They literally typed it like that as well.
I'm trying to work
Well
out how
done,
this
Dan.
cooler goes together.
Nikki J Actress. Hey Carl and Marcus, how are you both doing? We're doing well.
I
We're
think
doing
so,
well.
yeah.
We're having a good time, building
Yeah.
a PC.
We're
It's
having
all
a good
going to
time.
plan. Marcus didn't shout his favourite line. Radiator is installed.
Yeah, there's no issue at the moment. Oh, is this? Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I think you've got to plug one of those into the...
I think it's because last time I
you can
used
use
it.
I think the white ones plug into the pump head.
Oh, that's only if you want to. So, sorry, yes. So here we have like this little dummy cable. You don't have to use this, but this is going to be our pass through for the motherboard. So if you want to pass through ARGB and fan speed, you can do that. So I'd recommend plugging it in just so that there's a direct line of communication between your motherboard and your cooling. It's fine to do it in software, but obviously if you don't have that software installed or something goes wrong, then your cooler won't actually know how hot your CPU is. But in theory, as long as it's doing it off of the liquid temperature, that doesn't matter too much anyway. But yes, we'll feed this through at the top. Look, remember when you said about plugging cables in before you put the radiator in? Might have been a bit easier. Good, honest broadband from Yorkshire.
A lot of good things come from Yorkshire. PlusNet.
That's what that was.
Yorkshire.
Yeah,
Yorkshire tea.
Did you know there was like a third Yorkshire at one point?
Give me a third one.
Well, is it East and West Yorkshire or North? It is,
Dunno.
isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's 2 counties, and at one point there were 3.
Is it?
Yeah, I watched a Map Men on it.
I've seen it before.
You seen Map Men?
Yeah,
yeah,
come
yeah.
up on TikTok. I was like, oh.
It didn't last very long, I don't think, unless I've remembered that completely wrong, and people are now very angry with me.
Very angry Yorkshireman.
Good, honest tea from Yorkshire.
Apparently Team GB Diving are in the chat.
What? Don't think they are.
Well, that's what the username says, Team GB Diving.
There's no way. I watched the diving. I really enjoyed it.
They said I haven't watched a PC Centric PC build in so long.
No, there's no way that's actually... That would be quite funny, but no, I don't buy it.
We've got a super chat from Nikki J Actress.
Yeah, but there's a super chat, but apparently you're saying we've got Team GB diving in the chat, which... I don't know about you, but that seems to take priority for me.
What about Nikki? She sent a super chat.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for your timing, Nikki, but you've
You've
cocked
got him at a
up.
bad time.
You've cocked that one up a bit. I'm sorry. Right, I'm gonna have to move some things. I'll get round to your super chat. I promise.
They didn't say anything. They just sent £1 and a little. That's about it.
Oh well, you know what? That £1 will buy me some toast in the cafe because I think it's 70p. Although I've got to pay tax on the money. give you your cut. So actually, we're not quite at toast yet, but we'll get there.
We're getting there.
We'll get there. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yep, no one can see me. Sorry.
You stood in.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Honestly, isn't required, but thank you. Tell you what is required. I mean, for legal, it's not required at all. Do what you want. But we do have the first. I was going to say first and only. I don't know. Maybe go on sale again. But limited time sale, 20% off the PC Centric mouse mat until Sunday. Okay, so it should end midnight Pacific time. If you want 20% off your PC Centric mouse mat, link to this should be down below, or it's pccentric.store. And we ship most places, I believe. Go and check yours out today. And if you've already bought one, leave a review, because we've got 3 reviews, and I like the fact that the most recent review, someone said, really like it, wasn't quite as bright as it looks in the pictures, but the thing for me was it smelled like the Michelin Man when I took it out the bag, and it took a while to go away. So, well, yeah, it's rubber. I don't know what you want me to say about that. So yes, if you want a Michelin Man smelling mouse mat for 2 days before the smell dies down, get yours with the link down below. We'd really appreciate it. And you would appreciate it because it's a great product. Hashtag ad. It's quite obvious it's my product, isn't it? Right, what else we got?
We've got Toto Wolf in the chat.
No, we don't.
Well, Toto Wolf has
It's
just
no,
asked,
where
how
are these
much is
names?
the
No,
bill?
no,
It says
no.
Toto Wolf.
Yeah.
2 Fs.
No.
Is Toto Wolf? Yeah, it's 2 Fs as well. It's the same
Well,
guy.
I'm not complaining about the spelling. I'm saying it's not him.
It's got to be Toto.
Look, there's this my dream party. You know, like dinner party. Who could you have? Toto Wolf and Team GB Diving would be that party. I've just got thermal paste everywhere. We're going to put a little bit of thermal paste. Ow! Ow, that was my nail.
You broke it?
No, but that hurt.
I'm broken.
Anyway, a little bit of thermal paste, look, right in the middle on our 9900X. There you go. Not too bad. Someone said to me the other day, oh, you need to spread it. You don't need to spread it, because do you know what your cooler does when you press it down and screw it in? It spreads it, all right? Yeah, but actually, you think you'll find, if you look at the stats, look, it doesn't really make any difference, okay? As long as you've used enough and you use even force, you know, if you don't believe me, install it like this, uninstall it, and have a look at your spread, okay? Because your spread will be fine. No, PC Centric, you're still wrong.
Yeah. Somebody's asked, are you planning on making any more designs of your PC Centric mouse mat?
Yes, we do. I have 2. Okay, I can walk. I want to. They're on the floor here. I could show you them. The problem is, I just never have time to get round to it. Basically, one of them is good to go. The other one, I'm not 100% sure whether I want to release it or not, because I've had 2 sent to me, and the first one there was a problem with the printer, and it was like all on a wonk. And then the second one, I feel like I now can't unsee it. Even though it is fine, I can't unsee the wonk. It's got loads of straight lines on it, and the print has to be perfect, or it might look a little bit odd. But there's a really like crazy one. People said they wanted something like the most original thing. So we've done like a neon city. Can I like this poster? This
They
is
can't
also.
see it.
Can they not? Oh,
No.
sorry.
They can just see your head. There you go.
This poster is also merch, but it's not on sale yet. So it's coming soon. But if you must know, the text here is a little bit soft, so I just need to talk to the designer to just update the text so it's as sharp as the rest of the image. But it's cool. This poster's got 1s and 0s coming out the fountain, and they actually say PC Centric and binary, which is cool. And like, we've got fans and stuff, so it's coming. It's just time, and yeah, it's just time really. I've been taking ages to put this cooler on. Sorry. Right, let's do this. Right, you talk. I've done enough talking. Look, you can take over now forever.
Yeah.
Go.
I've got. The thing is, I get questions for you, and then you have to start talking.
All right,
'cause
that's
you're
fine. I
answering
can
the
deal with that.
questions.
Look, you've bought me some time.
Yeah. Shags the hobo said, "Wow, little man, little man,
I don't.
little man got a haircut."
Little man. Well, as we found out earlier, Editor Carl is actually much shorter than I
very
am. So
small man.
you're insulting him, not me. So ha.
Very small man.
You ever lost sleep at night because you're quite short?
I don't think that's how being short works. You just wake up an hour earlier because I'm shorter.
Yeah.
God, if only if I was longer, I'd be able to sleep for longer.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how it works.
Anyway. Oh, also, that's the other thing with Americans that I don't get. They never seem to have like the same sense of humour as us. And like, I've offended quite a few of them before. And it's like, no, this is just British humour.
We've got CPU in the chat.
No, we don't.
Their name is just CPU.
Where are these names coming from today, honestly?
They said, is this live? Nope, definitely not live.
Is that the classic contribution? Is this live? Like, you notice how there's no cuts and there's a lot of filler. That's the telltale signs of live.
And you can't fast forward it. It's usually it's like, wow, I can't skip forward.
I had a phone call from my nan. No, it wasn't, my aunt last week. And turns out she was also wondering why she couldn't fast forward films on a Sky Glass, Sky Stream box.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you watching something live? Oh, maybe. So yeah,
I can't skip the ads.
She couldn't skip forward anymore. You couldn't just fast forward the adverts because she was watching a live broadcast. But there you go. You do just get to the age though, you just don't understand these things anymore, do you?
Yeah.
Oh. Anything else?
I'm just scrolling through.
Anything you want to add? I'm running out of things to say.
Are you going to make a Ryzen 47 build in the future?
This is a Ryzen 4070 build.
Oh yeah.
Do you not notice?
Just like the last two builds were also Ryzen 4070 builds.
Is it Ryzen 4070 or Ryzen RTX 4070? I think it is just Ryzen 4070.
I think it's just a Ryzen 4070.
Yeah, good meme.
Good meme.
Maybe, I don't know, I suppose Ryzen's probably copyrighted, but you could potentially do a shirt that said Ryzen 4070.
Jay Murray, who is a definite American,
Yeah.
they've said, never offended me with your humour. I just remind myself, you're not serious with everything, and everything you say, you're just being fun.
Well, that's the worst comment I've ever heard, so screw you.
Poor Jay. He knows. He knows you're just being fun. He knows it.
Yeah,
you can't get him.
We love it. I've always tried to have a decent sense of humour. Life's too short.
We've got American Family in the.
What, the chat's called American Family?
Their name is American Family.
No, you're making these up now.
It is American Family.
No, Cole, come on, look. You literally signed a contract when you came to work here to say you'd be honest, and now you're making stuff up.
There's American Family, so it's like a hybrid of American Dad and Family Guy.
Right.
American Family says they've got a 7800 XT and a 7800 X3D.
Right.
Wait, I misread the question. I thought it was a question. It was not a question. They're basically just saying.
Oh, they're just flexing in the chat.
They're just flexing.
Right, I'm just getting some cables. You can't see. Just getting some cables installed here. As is.
Would you recommend selling? Daryl Duff has asked.
I don't want to sell anyone, Carl.
No, not you selling. They've got a 4070 Ti 12 gig, and they want to know, should they sell it and get the super variant?
Oh, so a 4070 Ti. Oh, that's not a bad question. I'd say no, because just wait for 50 series. Because the performance improvement is decent, but I think it would cost you a lot of money to sell your old card. You know, like what you would be gaining, I think you're better off just waiting, selling your card and getting this 50, 70 or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, assuming that comes with more VRAM.
Well, even if it's still 16 gig though, that's what I mean. You should come with more performance. So.
Yeah, if the 5070 would probably have 16. You'd like to think would have 16 gig next time. Yeah.
But NVIDIA like to disappoint us when it comes to VRAM, to be fair, don't they? So
yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, I think I misread one of the other questions that American Family asked. They said, would the 7800 XT and X3D be a good combination for 4K gaming?
With the what? Sorry.
7800 XT.
Yeah.
And X3D be a good combo for 4K.
Yes, depends what you're playing, because you could probably get away with 7700. But what I used to say...
The CPU or the GPU?
Yeah, the CPU. What I used to say was you could always upgrade later, but as we've seen, there's like no reason to upgrade at the moment. So yeah, I think the 7800X 3D will last you a while because it doesn't look like we're getting anything much better than that anytime soon.
We've got a super chat from DJG.
DJG.
Yep.
It's hard. You say it back.
DJG.
No, slower.
DJG.
See?
What? No, it just sounds slow because you told me to speak slow. Any plans to cover PC VR builds at various budgets?
Every time I've done VR content, it does terribly, so probably not, I'm afraid. It might be something we'll look into in the future. But I still haven't even played Half-Life Alex?
Alex, yeah, I see that coming.
Alex?
Alex.
You said Alex.
It is Alex.
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 Like that Alex, like the name.
Yeah.
It's not Alex.
No, not Alan.
I didn't say Alex, Alex.
Alan.
A-L-X.
Is that A-L-Y-X, isn't it?
Alex. I don't know. Or
We just got stuck on saying Alex for like
Alex.
10.
People are like, oh, the stream's gone.
I just typed in half-wife. I mean, half-life.
Half-life, half-wife.
Half-wife Alex. Yeah, A-L-Y-X.
So it is Alex.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Not Alex.
No, not Alan.
I am an idiot. We're using a power supply here today. If you can get for a good price, I recommend Montech Century G5 850 watt. It's also good for NVIDIA graphics cards as long as you're not going for anything too high end, because this does 450 watts of power over PCI Gen 5. It wouldn't be the end of the world if you did have to swap out and use an adapter, but there are other power supplies that will come with a 600 watt cable straight out of the box, which means that if you are going for an NVIDIA GPU, I'd probably steer you towards something like a Corsair 850. Anything really that does that 600 watt cable, but you know, it's plenty future-proof, this, and as I say, if you can get it for a good price, it's certainly worth the investment. And when we're using an AMD graphics card, it doesn't matter because you're going to use the 8 pins anyway. Oh, I need some more water, Carl. Fill in for me. This is a disaster.
We've got a nice little comment from Ricardo Ochoa. I'm not very good at like Spanish names, despite learning Duolingo Spanish for like a year and not getting very far.
Yeah, all right. Just give me your best Spanish then.
I couldn't, even if I tried.
No, if you've done Duolingo, you should be able to do something. Say, hello, how was your day? Can I have a couple of beers, please?
No, I can't say that. No, off the top, I think Duolingo makes you great at reading, as opposed to...
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, if I'm honest with you.
If I read it, I would be able to know what it says.
So when you go to Spain...
My brain can't... I can read, like, you know... If I see a sign or a menu or a warning,
yeah,
I probably have a better chance.
Okay. But, so your reading is fine, but your speaking is not the one.
Yeah.
Have I told you about the time I got an X in my Chinese exam?
I didn't actually get to say what Ricardo said. I got distracted. They said they really appreciate your channel, mostly because of your sense of humour. Built my PC watching your videos. 7900 XTX and X3D build. Keep up the British humour, please.
Oh, well, thank you for tuning in, and thanks for coming to the stream again, everyone that's watching this.
Ricardo was Portuguese.
Oh, so you've just insulted him?
Yeah.
That's a very you thing to do.
Yeah. Surname is Spanish.
Oh dear. Well,
I remember there was
So I'm upsetting the Americans, you're upsetting the Portuguese.
I remember there was a Mexican goalkeeper who had the same surname as him, Ochoa.
Okay.
So I guess that's Spanish. So yeah, he's right. It is a Spanish surname. If Mexicans consider themselves Spanish, I don't know.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. Mr. Potato agrees with me. Duolingo is better for written, but trash for speaking.
Trash.
Trash.
I think he's American.
I think he's like, yeah, he is. He asked about beans on potatoes.
Most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my life happened 2 days ago. I'm not sure you guys are ready for this level of chat, to be honest. But
it was
honestly,
when he lost 6-1 at squash to me.
No. It was so hot, isn't it? Yeah, most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. I'm so glad I finally got to this stage in my life. But ever since I was growing up, I always wanted my own apple tree in my garden. Always. I used to climb them as a kid. I used to go over someone else's house. My favourite thing ever would be picking apples from an apple tree. Like, I did this from like age 4, so it's like ingrained into me. And 2 days ago, for the first time ever, my own personal apple tree bore fruit. I picked said fruit and I made an apple crumble, and I feel like I've come full circle, and it tasted glorious, I'll be honest with you. Genuinely. I know that sounds like a joke. It's not. That actually was a big point in my life, and I will never forget it, probably. That good chat?
I guess so.
I'll take that as a no. What's that? This looks like a dust filter for something, but don't know where it's come from. A random dust filter. Is it the
When you said the most exciting thing happened to me 2 days ago, somebody said, was it the haircut?
Oh, so rude. Look, you want to know, right? You want to know why I haven't a fucking haircut? It's because I'm too busy been making these bloody Ryzen videos for you, right? Doing all the well, Carl did a lot of the testing, but done all the videos, done everything, even done video editing, because editor Carl was like, oh, I need to benchmark. I say you should have done both, not got any sleep, but apparently that's not legal or, you know, ethical. And so I've been making these rather than getting a haircut, and then you get like 3% performance increase. Do you see why I'm so pissed off? Right? But there you go, had the haircut. Honestly, the cheek of these people. Here they are getting free content, and all they can do is insult me. Well, you know what? I'm not standing for it anymore, right? Get stuffed.
Jay Murray's going to take that offensively now. Oh no, he knows not to take it seriously.
Do you remember that time I referred to people in the comments as the dregs? That
Yeah.
was my personal favourite. Oh my god!
What was that?
I've lost it.
I'm going to have to watch the stream, like 10-second delay and see what happens.
I want to watch it as well. Wait, can we full screen this? Oh, I wasn't
seen. You just lost it behind the case.
Basically, muscle memory. No, you can look at me for this, but Carl. I was moving the case around and I did that. I quite often just do that. But I threw it way too hard and missed it, so I just like attacked myself with a screwdriver. But if it didn't come up on the camera, then that's pretty useless.
Andy Martinez said, soon it'll be, I hate benchmarks.
No, because Bench Carl does that. Where is Bench Carl? Anyway?
That's nice. Hopefully he's doing some work.
Is he down the pub?
He's down the pub. He's playing squash in his garden, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got that squash court installed in your garden?
Yeah, I got that. I got 3 of them now in the garden.
You got 3? Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you need 3?
I don't know. Just so keep rotating different floor hardness on different rooms, you know.
All the different ball types as well.
You got to try out the different balls.
Can someone clip that, please?
You can't build a PC without getting hurt in some way.
You can, just, you know.
Daryl Duff said...
Who was it? No, forget about Daryl bloody Duff, right? Who started this?
Which bit?
With the haircut. They started this. Outrageous behaviour, honestly.
Loads of people have said it.
Loads? Oh! Unbelievable.
Shakespeare said, nice haircut.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, that's a nice comment. And, you know, unless he was saying, nice haircut.
Yeah, I don't know.
Daryl Duff.
I don't know. Can I search the chat for haircut related?
Ask ChatGPT.
Jack Nichols said, is that hair gel you're using?
Yeah.
There you go, Jack. Yes.
No, it's not. It's matte paste VO5. I've been using this from a young age.
There you go. Matte paste, not gel.
Who's Matt? Why is his surname Paste?
OWQ said they like your haircut. You liked your hair better before the haircut.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
So what's worse? Are they saying you've either got a bad haircut, or they were saying or they were trying to be nice, defending the hair before? Which one is it?
Don't know. All I'll say is that maybe I'm just so great that my hair looks good regardless. How about that?
Daryl Duff said, is editor Carl 5'6"? No, he's way taller.
2'1", I think.
He's 5'7".
No, you're not.
5'7"?
No, you're about 5'4".
No, I'm not.
Have to do the Editor Curl face reveal, or it will become the Editor Curl height reveal.
I have to lower. I have to get the standing
ladder.
desk lowered down for me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, I'm just feeding these cables through into their respective positions now, everyone. If you're wondering, there's just been there's so much insulting going on today. So
we can't talk about the CPU. We've got to take our insults out on everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
Have you like bled on the pipes?
Do you think I bleed thermal paste, Carl?
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh.
What do you think?
I just saw like a dark mark. I was like, well, you did say you hurt yourself. I thought you might have like cut your finger or something. And
Are you a robot?
No.
Do you bleed oil?
But it's just a dark stain.
No, look, it's grey.
Oh, yeah, all right. No, it's in the light, yeah. Where it was pointing down, it just looked like a dark stain.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got a super chat.
Great.
Sorry, Robin.
Hang on, I'll do the dance.
They said, I missed the
No,
I
haven't done the dance yet.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, I'm just trying to plug the CPU header in, guys.
You know what would have been easier?
No, like, I don't want to hear it.
You know, it would have been easier.
It wouldn't have made
Don't
any,
worry, it's 240. It'll be really easy.
It wouldn't have made any difference, probably.
SpongeBob, like 10 minutes later.
No, look, I think it's in. I think I'm just...
Can't see.
Yeah, that's fine, probably.
That's fine, probably.
Yeah, that's in.
Right,
Right,
so a super chat from Robin.
Super chat in the house.
They said, I missed the I hate radiators part.
Well, I didn't hate them today because it was fine.
It was nice and easy.
I could lie for you and say I hated them, but I don't. I mean, we were actually going to use the same cooler as the stream last week, which was the Arctic Air cooler esports duo, and
Freezer
I
34.
tried to put it back together and I got angry again, so I stopped, and it did not make another appearance. True story.
Yeah.
I hate bad cooling. Maybe that's the new phrase.
Bad mounting and installation methods. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Your cooling's bad and you should feel bad.
We've got another super chat.
Super chat. The super chat has entered the chat.
DJG once again.
DJG.
Spending as little as possible, what build would you have to hit 4K 60 in AAA games?
Depends who you ask, because if you ask the really whiny people, they will say that you'll need like an RTX 4090 because DLSS is like crap and no one
news.
It's fake news. Yeah, it's fake news. But that frankly is a load of rubbish because DLSS works really, really well, and both the balanced and performance presets get you loads more performance, and I cannot tell a difference, and I'm looking at them every single day. Granted, there are some games when you can notice it a bit more, and I do understand that if you've only ever used DLSS on a 1080p monitor, it doesn't work that well. Well, it's not. It doesn't. Well, it's okay at 1080p, but it's basically a completely different technology when it's running on a 4K monitor. Like genuinely, like I hope you can experience it at some point, and you would be on board with what I'm saying here. So as long as you're happy to use DLSS, which you should be, then you could get away with like a 4070 Ti Super. I would say is the best way of getting a consistent, good 4K 60 experience. You could do it on like a 7800 XT, but then you'd have to use FSR, which is not as good.
Yeah, and CPU wise, if you're trying to be as little as possible, like a Ryzen 7600 would probably be fine.
7600?
Yeah.
For 4K 60?
Yeah.
Graphics card?
Yeah, to go with the 4070 Ti Super.
So CPU?
Yeah.
Not a
Both.
RX?
They just said like a...
RX 7600?
No, Ryzen 7600.
Ryzen 4090?
The 4070. Just buy a Ryzen 4070.
Yeah, yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ryzen...
You did agree with me when I said, what, the graphics card, the 7600, and you said yes.
No.
Yeah, we're on board, but you did agree with me when I said...
I agree with your GPU choice. I said CPU would probably be...
CPU, if you want to save money, yeah, 7600 is absolutely fine for 4K 60, but obviously for best results, 7700 or 7800 XT. 7800 XT, but as cheap as possible.
X3D.
Yes. I don't know what I said. I'm talking
XT.
Bum.
Ricardo said, I wish this was an Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, which when you install that one online, it would be fun.
And I wish you should shut up.
There you go, Ricardo.
Cool. Just why is it with everyone in the chat today? They're really getting to me. Honestly, I've just remembered what that was like to install that. That was so bad. Imagine spending 40 minutes of your actual life trying to screw 2 things down that didn't want to go in. It was unbelievably shocking.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as my dad would say, bummocks.
Bummocks.
When I was a kid and he didn't want to say bollocks. He would say bummocks, and it was quite amusing. Love my dad. Big up the dads. Daddy as well. If he's still there.
Is Daddy still in the chat?
Daddy wasn't there.
He's left the chat.
Yeah. Wait, what? I thought I'd already plugged in the USB. What have I plugged in then?
Ricardo, was that the reason they said about installing the Arctic cooler? They actually returned it because they struggled so much and just put an N6 T1 instead.
Yeah, sensible.
That's why it was so good to watch.
I'm so confused. Are there 2? Or maybe there just are 2 USBs then.
Yeah, you need 2 USBs for that thing, which is a bit of a pain if you don't have 2 USB.
We do. It's all right.
Oh, could have been a disaster.
No,
Daddy's still here.
I would have used a splitter.
Never far.
Near, far.
Where?
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can get away with Daddy wasn't there, but that's about it. Right, are we pretty much cooking on gas now? Or, as I said in my last video, the worst thing as well is when I'm making these jokes and you have to retake it. So you're saying the same joke like 5 times and you're trying to make it look like
it's all natural.
It's all natural. It's like, right, everyone, we're now cooking on gas, or should I say induction, because it's 2024 and we're really environmental. It wasn't funny in the first place, really, was it? I thought it was reasonably funny. That was my joke when I was in the Scouts and we used to cook on like a campfire. I'd be like, right, we're cooking on gas now, when you get the fire going. No, we're not. We're cooking on open fire.
Joe Jenkins has asked a question. Would you ever use Thermaltake coolers?
Yeah, I need to order them. They're in my Amazon basket and I just haven't got around to it.
There you go, Joe. Thermaltake coolers coming
soon.
soon.
People rave about them. Here's the other thing as well, right? I don't mind if the installation isn't great, but it's when it's so bad that, like that Arctic one,
your monitor wants to turn off and execute the pixel cleaning function.
We don't want to do pixel cleaning function yet. We're still going. What?
Doing this, there you go, moving your pixels around.
Okay, Car's gone weird, everyone, so he's now fired. So we gets up and leaves. So we're going to crack on with the graphics card. But whilst you've been patiently waiting and...
What was that?
I think that's the hub. It's where I've used this block
It's
before.
annoying that it's not magnetic.
I know, I thought it would be, but alas not.
Adhesive. God, Lian, it's 2024.
It is an odd decision. I will give them that. Oh, there you go. It's right. I've taken a bit of the case off now, so we've got hopefully much cleaner contact. Right, graphics card, everyone. You've been waiting patiently, but we've got everything else pretty much good to go now, which I'm very pleased to say. Yeah, we're doing quite well for time, actually.
People said earlier, have you ever done a PC build speed run? And then somebody said, this is.
No, I have done one. Spoiler alert, I think we did it in like 22 minutes. It's on the channel. Just type in like PC Centric PC speedrun or something. But no one cared. It didn't get many views, so we didn't do it again. Because I'm all about the views, man. No views, no content. Right, this one was supplied by Scan UK. Big shout out to...
Wait, this whole thing has been a white build and it's a black GPU?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm going to explain that. So the GPU...
The start of it was like, oh, it's got to be a white cooler. Has to be a white cooler.
You're ruining it because I've got hacks. So this is from Scan. This is a 7900 GRE Golden Rabbit Edition. Very similar performance to a 7800 XT, but should be obviously slightly better. And we're going to use this here today, and we're going to populate this in our build. And the reason for this is because I don't really have many white GPUs. But so we can, not lie to you, I'm going to put this in the case so you can see what it would look like if you went for a white variant. Because it's only because I don't have one. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but this is a live stream, so haha, you've only just discovered that we're using a black GPU in the all-white PC. But doesn't really matter, because obviously we want to show you the benchmarks at the end, and the ones I've linked are white graphics cards down below. So not an issue to find a white GRE. I think there's an ASRock triple fan one in the description below. So they do exist, don't you worry. No, I don't want to do that. I want to grab this. This is a 6700 XT. I'm not sure if you can even buy this one anymore. I've got two white 4070 Ti's, which are rather unhelpful because they're both obviously now end of life. But this should just line up with our slot lock, he says. What's going on here? Oh, I've done it again, Carl. Not removed the panel.
I don't know why some cases have that.
I don't get what it
really
does. What's the point?
It's like, oh, it's a bit of...
Does it just allow you to have like a bigger opening maybe for bigger... Does it actually make it easier to plug them in? I don't know.
Does it... I don't know. Does it give like the... Does it strengthen the expansion
No, I think it
slots?
just gives you a bigger gap here to insert the card into. But anyway, can we see that, everyone? This is what our completed white system would look like, which is pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should I just finish it with this?
Maybe.
And
what
then,
is that?
shall I finish it with this, get it updated, so we see it all lighting up, and then, because we've got time, I can then change it to the
GRE.
The GRE. That's a good idea, isn't it? And then we get the best of both worlds. We get the performance from the GRE, and we get the looks from the white. Yeah, there we go.
What is it, a 7800 XT?
I've already explained that. You weren't listening.
I wasn't listening, no.
No.
I was reading the chat.
6700 XT.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And you can't buy it anymore, so.
Yep, I know that one. I remember it now.
I remember.
I'm trying to find like information about it or like a pricing for it when it's been used in a video, and I'm like,
no.
This one again.
Because the white used to be special editions, which I always think was pointless as well, because they'd send them out to me and say, do you want this special edition? I say, yeah. And then by the time you use it, you can't buy it anymore.
Nobody can buy it. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a 6700 XT, which is definitely a card worth buying if you can still find one, because it has 12 gig of VRAM and pretty good rasterization performance.
People are saying, why don't you just paint the card markers?
I've got paint. Don't have time. We would literally, you would have to sit and watch paint dry. So be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say. Right, let's get this one plugged in. I mean, I say that.
I think Joe Jenkins has just asked, when's the Hardline custom water cooling video coming? Sooner than you might think.
Well, I need to, sort the parts out.
It's not tomorrow, but you know.
Yeah, I think I need to sit down with it all. It's just been so busy ever since, as I say, AMD took me out to LA for their architecture day. I just haven't had much of a chance to sit down, really. I mean, poor editor Carl as well has had so much to do as well. It's just been chaos.
Chaos.
I don't know. You all right? Should we have our catch-up monthly meeting?
What now?
Yeah, have it now. Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Any concerns you'd like to raise?
I'll put a poll in. Should Carl get a massive raise? Double his salary? Yes or no? So whatever the poll says, you
can put that up.
To do it.
While you're there, can you also put...
Should Carl be fired?
No, I was going to say also put up like the job. There's a new job opening as well for full-time editor.
Full-time editor going alive.
And it's half the salary.
Do you know what? The poll is still going for that Zen 5 one, and it's like 54-46. People are happy with Zen 5. I don't understand.
Well, yeah, but
maybe
then
we're just
I
all
think
wrong.
it's worse because it's AMD. But I know that sounds weird, but we're used to the bum.
I'm going to end it with 666 votes because you know that seems about right.
We're used to the bum behaviour from Intel, but it's almost like AMD's been the good guy, and this is like one of the first like bad guy moves they've done in a while. I wouldn't even say bad guy, just like lazy, isn't it?
Just bad guys.
Maybe they just, maybe it wasn't planned and it just didn't come out as good as they thought it would be. Oh, I was going to say let's put the power supply in now, but we're done.
It's all done.
There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. How about that? Nice and clean and tidy, actually, as well. Not that much cable management to do as well, which is quite refreshing. I could clamp all of that down if you want. Won't be lazy. Look, got some cable ties here. That can probably go over here. Cable management is very easy. It's just make sure you do it as you go, because you kind of once you've got a load of cables in one position, you can like clamp onto them. Whereas if you try and do it all at the end, then you'll find that everything kind of merges into each other, and you have to unplug things again, and it just gets a lot more tricky. Whereas yeah, that's not bad, is it, Carl? For one cable tie, everything else has just been managed as you go.
Yeah, there's some straps there if you want to use them.
Yeah, exactly. Nice and straightforward. Yeah, decent case this. No issues besides not full Project Zero support. I guarantee people have bought this thinking that their Project Zero B650 board will fit, and then it doesn't because it's the wrong size. Which is kind of sad, isn't it?
Send it back. Get that Gigabyte Stealth one.
How much Gigabyte paid you, Carl?
I don't know. I just see the pictures. It looks really clean.
Well, yeah, but you also been saying that you've just got 3 new squash courts in your garden, so I have to wonder where the funds are coming from for that.
Gigabyte paid, I don't know, how much would a squash court even cost? It would
Oh.
cost, that would cost a lot.
Surely
to just build it in your garden.
Yeah, I'm going to go about 22,500, I reckon, per squash court.
25.
But they'd have to put the structure in as well, so maybe you're looking at 40 grand a court. So if you did all 3 courts in one go, maybe you could get away with 70, 75. So
Maybe.
that's a lot of money to be paid just to promote Project Stealth.
One motherboard.
Yeah, one comment in one live stream. For legal, that's a joke. He has not been paid by Gigabyte for promoting Project Stealth, unless you're lying to me.
And he does not have 3 squash courts provided by Gigabyte either.
Just the 2.
It's just a pretty motherboard.
Right, anyway, there we are. There's our gaming PC. Can you get me a BIOS for this, please? Because we're going to have to do BIOS flashback.
Which one am I using? There's 2 of these boys lying around.
Use that one again. Yeah, SanDisk,
It's a weighty
please.
boy, that one.
B650-A, please, Carl. So this is how quick it is to flash a BIOS, by the way, assuming it works. So Carl has literally just placed it in the computer now, so you will see. That's a weird looking website.
Yeah, I know. I zoomed in a lot to see the pictures because it was terrible.
Okay. Well, while Carl does that anyway,
it's only $199.
this is something that AMD have actually done quite well, which is their BIOS flashing, because pretty much all of the boards come with BIOS flashback that I've seen. I'm sure there are plenty that don't, but not many. You just need to get a standard USB-A, make sure it's formatted in FAT32. And the easiest way of doing this is to get your drive, go into like your disk manager, and what you'll probably have to do is delete the volume, which sounds scary, but obviously as long as there's nothing on there you want, delete the volume, and then format it at like 5 gig or something, because FAT32 has a file size or a capacity limit. So you'll find that most modern drives, you can't format it in FAT32, it'll do exFAT, but you do need to do it in FAT32. So if you just make like a small partition, 5 gig FAT32, that's what we've done with that, and then it just works seamlessly. The other thing, obviously, is to download the file and make sure you've renamed it. So on Gigabyte boards, I think it's gigabyte.bin, all in caps. MSI, can't remember what that is, but just follow the instructions online. ASUS, it's specific to the motherboard, but you download it and it comes with a renamer tool, so you just double click on that and it actually makes it the right name for you. So there we are, that's all it takes. Just grab your BIOS from, well, Carl. Put it in this port at the back, look, that says BIOS. It's always highlighted, so that can go in there. Someone's revving his bikes. I think he's got a YouTube channel, actually.
Who, Bike Man?
Yeah, Bike Man. That's his official name. It's not.
Biker Man 4.
Anyway, yeah, so he's just filming some YouTube stuff. How funny. I've plugged this in. Look, normally I'd say get a monitor on screen as well, but I'm going to tidy up, and I'm a risk taker today. So I've got it plugged in, ready to go, and then I just hold this BIOS flashback button, look, for 5 seconds. And then you get a little light, and that starts flashing. And if it stays flashing, good. If it goes solid, it means something's gone wrong. But when it goes out, it means it's done. So
you can't quite see it because the USB stick is covering up the light.
Hey Google, turn off the studio lights. Oh, can you see that? Oh, just about. Where is it? It's there. Is that coming through? Yeah. There you
go. That's
you
the
can
angle.
See it. You can see it. Look. There you go. So you have a flashy light. Yeah. Okay. Hey Google, turn on the studio lights. Yeah, people will be able to see that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So now it's just a case of waiting for that to run. But obviously, do not yank this cable out by mistake, or you'd be very, very sad. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean that was scary actually.
Especially when you're facing the wrong way.
Yeah. So we'll tidy up in the meantime anyway. Have we got any other questions, by the way, in the chat? We've got plenty of time today.
Yeah. Somebody just said, Bostonsky said, I like how Micro Center went from the 7950 X3D being $500 yesterday back to $700.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, pricing I've seen in the UK hasn't changed, but, you know, I suppose there's still plenty of time, isn't there? I don't know. I think the problem is that the demand, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the demand's there just in general at the moment. I know it will change come September, but the question I was going to say, can we get a new poll going when you're ready,
Yeah.
Carl? Are you, or no, let's say, would you upgrade your PC for Star Wars Outlaws? Because I feel like that is potentially the game for people this year, but...
Is it going to be like the Cyberpunk?
If I'm going to guess, I would say it's probably going to be disappointing, but maybe I'm just a pessimist. It comes out, isn't it this week?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's like 16th or something. Yeah. So yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. Are you excited for it, and are you willing to upgrade your PC for it? Because I don't know. I
did a yes, no, and I don't care about Star Wars.
Fair enough. I want there to be, you know, the next Battlefield, not necessarily literally the next Battlefield, but I want that next game to come across that's like crushing on PCs, and people have to go out and have a really good PC to get it to work at all. That's kind of what the industry needs, really. I feel like ray tracing's kind of taken that away from us a little bit, because that's what they thought it was going to be, but then it just like hasn't really.
30th of August, 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully that will be good, I suppose. But it's always hard to say.
Rivstyle said, I don't need to upgrade.
He's just upgraded his case.
He's just upgraded already.
Well, is anyone else watching this on the live, by the way, that has had one of my cases? And if so, how's your build gone? I've had a couple of thank yous, but granted, I know 2 people are still waiting for theirs, because when I dropped one off yesterday, the vision was there still, so postman being slow, so sorry about that. But it should arrive. But people were saying, oh, I haven't had it yet, it must have got lost. It's like, hang on a minute. Actually, there's one reason someone's case was delayed.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I gave it to Carl to drop off, and he forgot and dropped it off on Monday. But
yeah,
I don't think...
I spent the whole weekend in my car boot.
Oh, I see.
The trunk of my car.
In the trunk?
The trunk of my car.
I like when you're watching an EV review from like an English reviewer, and they refer to the front trunk as the fruit.
The fruit. Not a front.
Yeah, that's a good one, that. The fruit. Because we call it a boot. I don't know why we call it. Maybe because you put your boots in it? I don't know. Is this done yet? Yes. BIOS has been flashed. So
somebody made a good point. Venombound said, big Star Wars fan, but I won't get it until all the bugs are fixed. It'll be riddled.
Yeah, open world games, but... Do you see what I mean, though? Like, we definitely need that big game to come along and, like, get people to upgrade. What was the last big game, would you say? Cyberpunk, I suppose.
I feel like it was Cyberpunk. Like, that's the one, like, it, you know... I don't think it's really been much else I can think of.
I mean, Alan Wake and stuff's great, but it's just not got a big enough audience, really.
Yeah.
My favourite games... if God of War Ragnarok came on PC, which I'm sure it will, and there were like some really good PC settings for that, then that would also be good. But I still don't think it's quite what we need, is it? Yeah. I need to grab a monitor. Sorry.
I think a lot of the
look after chat.
A lot of the PlayStation games are actually like quite well optimized as well. So like the Horizons, the Spider-Mans, they've generally been pretty good. Not really had many issues, and they've been quite flexible with like lower end hardware as well.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all the PlayStation games generally been good, but I cut this out of the video that I put up last week, but I spent ages moaning about Ghosts of Tsushima because it just doesn't work very well with a controller. Like the controller acceleration on that game is ridiculous, and I haven't found a perfect solution to fix it yet. You can use Steam input, but then it's misrepresenting my controller, and it's just I just don't understand how it can play with a controller so badly. But I guess the lesson is don't use a controller.
People saying GTA 6 could be the next game.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's next year, isn't it?
And
there you go. That's just the thought of a game to upgrade to has got me excited. There you are, GTA 6. That will be it, sorted.
What about would you buy it on console first?
Oh yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, of course I would. Oh, it's not gonna. Oh, I forgot.
You got sad that it's gonna be on.
I thought next year we had something. I've got nothing left.
We'll bring it on PC in like 2 years' time, and it'll be loads better than it was on console. It's like, why not just, you know?
Yeah, it's just a delay. I want it now, Carl. I want it now.
Why not make it good and then dumb it down for the consoles?
They don't have an excuse for it, really. I suppose they sell it twice. They don't really have an excuse for it anymore because it's, generally speaking, pretty easy to code for both now.
Yeah.
So
you know, just get the slider and just like slide down everything for the PlayStation and Xbox version, and then, you know, let us crank it for the PC.
Oh, I've already unplugged them, have I?
It is annoying though because they are probably right in doing that, because I think I bought GTA 5 on Xbox and then got it on PC.
Oh, I did. I went to the midnight launch.
And then, actually, Red Dead Redemption though, I only bought on PC. I wasn't. I didn't get that on console because I was like, no, I'm not playing.
Not doing it. Not
FPS.
playing that game. I've lost my receivers.
Huh.
Which is unusual. Oh no, hang on. No,
in the back of a
going
PC.
back. It's over here. Sorry, it's on the other one. There's too many computers, guys. There's
Too many PCs. That's the biggest problem.
I still need to fix my personal rig from last year as well. It's currently sitting on the floor, awaiting repair because it turns itself off for no reason.
Optimus Prime's in the chat. Optimus Prime wants to know, is Megatron nearby? No, they actually want to know, is DLSS and
That was so slick, I'll give you that. That was quite good.
Is DLSS and ray tracing worth the money?
DLSS, yes. Ray tracing can be good. I still say Alan Wake, best implementation, and I know people think I'm probably sponsored by Returnal, but Returnal is actually my favourite ray trace game because it's
sponsored by Returnal.
It looks so good, yeah. Channel sponsor. Right, are you ready for this? You can't really see that. Remember, we are going to swap that.
But what
GPU
about
out.
ray tracing in Call of Duty menus?
Yeah. Or DLSS frame gen in a multiplayer game. Let's do it. Right, let's go back to this camera now. Da-dun. That looks nice, doesn't it?
Oh.
That's a good-looking PC, man. Wow.
I feel like we want the side view. Looks. Oh wait, why is the cooler not lit up? You didn't plug the cable into the pump it.
What are you on about? It is lit up,
plugged in.
isn't it? Isn't it?
No.
I don't know. Oh no, I haven't plugged it in.
Ah.
Does that mean?
No
It's
lights.
just RGB, isn't it?
No lights.
All right, I'll plug that in a second. All right.
We've got to take the GPU out anyway.
Yeah, that was the reason.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's just comes.
Oh, there we go.
It's fine.
BIOS is updating LED firmware.
Yeah, they're my least favourite ASUS thing. LED firm. I guess, but why not just do it all in one go? Yeah. I
Maybe
think
they
you do
need to-
need to plug that in still. 'Cause
Maybe that's
stuck
why
on
it's
red.
only red, and
Yeah.
the rest of the fans are rainbow.
Red for crisis mode.
Danger.
Danger. What's chat saying about the rig? Are they surprised it works, or do they have faith in the expert that is PC Centric?
They said, where's the 50 series GPU?
That's in the storeroom. There's an embargo on that. I can't talk about that yet.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's 400 new ones. It's fine.
Yeah, we've got the RTX.
We've got the Ryzen 5070.
We got the Ryzen 5070 at the back. That's the one. Yeah, what do we reckon, chat? Is that a good-looking PC? I think that looks nice, doesn't it? This is the issue. If you're going to go for an all-white build, you really do have to do everything white, or it does look like slightly odd. But I think that's decent enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks good. Is Intel 12th gen CPU dead?
No, some of them are.
Nice.
Oh, 12th.
12th surviving.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we, actually? But
Yeah.
it's, for GPU, for CPU testing, we're going to do like a buyer's guide. Is this on? It is on. Why is this not working then? try that again. Maybe I just pressed. I think it did work.
I think he was doing a thing.
Oh no, I was pressing delete and it said press Y. That would be
That
the
could be
reason.
why.
No? You just made a really funny joke and you didn't notice.
What did I say?
That could be why. I said press Y.
Yeah. I poet and I don't even know it.
That's the one.
That's the one.
There we go. Right, so let's turn on AMD Expo so we get our full rated RAM. Although, shouldn't it? No, it says 4800. Okay. We also go Q-Fan control.
Asus Armory Crate is trash.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I have to agree.
What is it with this word trash? What a horrible word, isn't it? Like,
Trash.
sorry just to like slag Americans off all the time, but they really do come up with some bad words.
Look.
Sidewalk. Trash.
The path. Just walk on the path.
That's absolute trash, man. What rubbish? Rubbish just sounds great, doesn't it?
Rubbish.
Or pants. I like pants. Pants is good.
Pants is more of an American word.
No, it
Because
isn't.
they call trousers pants.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna put my trousers on. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like Americans sometimes look at English people like we're in a petri dish, and like examining us. It's like, why are they doing that? It's so weird, man.
Why are they doing that?
Why do you say trousers? Yeah. Do love Americans. America's a great place. I like how varied it is depending on where you go. That's that. But then that's the same with the UK.
Oh, don't forget garbage, someone said.
Man, that's absolute garbage.
Taking out
but
the garbage.
We say garbage, don't we? But we say it like, oh man, that is garbage.
Yeah.
Not so much. Don't know. Rubbish.
Same with garage. Garage.
Garage, yeah. In the garage.
It's in the garage.
What type of music is that? Garage.
It's garage music.
Well, the new music's drill music, isn't it?
Yeah, drill.
Drill. Right,
We don't have great words either, to be honest.
Garage.
Garage. Garage. Garage sounds posher, doesn't it?
It does. And, oh, just take it out to the garage. Americans also don't understand why we live in such small houses. And it's like, because land's expensive and we don't have much of it.
Yeah. When the country is like the size of one of your states, you know, it's just a little bit more of a hot commodity.
We're in. Cool.
Do you remember the password?
Yeah. But I need to sort the driver out, don't I? Driver out? I need to sort the GPU out.
Oh, you've got to take it out now, haven't you?
There we go. Proof it works. I am the goat.
Did you just pull? I thought you just pulled the power cable out of the PC.
No, I'm not that savage. Don't worry. Ugh. What's chat saying? And also, what did chat? What's going on the poll, and what did chat want us to build with next? What's their favourite chip of this generation? If you do want me to do more builds, with this 9000 series, which one would you want me to do? I'm guessing the 9700X, but let me know.
I feel like it's going to be the Ryzen 4070, isn't it?
No.
Do you guys say porridge or oatmeal? Porridge.
What's oatmeal?
I guess it's porridge.
Porridge.
And porridge has a D in it.
Porridge.
Porridge. D-j.
Funny.
Oatmeal.
Porridge.
Sitting on my veranda looking at my...
What's a veranda?
I don't know, that's what Jordan just said. Sitting on my veranda looking at my garage.
Oh, we've had a baby. Screws come out. Got screw loose. Right, sorry guys, but now I'm ruining the look of our lovely...
In England, there's no such thing as a flashlight. No, it's just a torch.
I mean...
Flashlight's a bit like one of those sidewalk things as well, isn't it? What does it do? It flashes light.
Yeah?
You just call it a torch.
It's just, yeah, some of the words I just don't understand. It's like the whole chips thing.
Chips.
Chips, more chips.
Loads of chips.
Loads of
AMD's new chips. Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Tortilla chips. It's quite a varied word, actually, isn't it?
First time I went to America, I remember being so disappointed when we ordered some chips and we did not get what I was expecting.
I did that in France years ago when I was like a kid on holiday.
French fries.
I asked for chips and I literally got some really salted crisps with a burger. They did seem a bit confused.
I don't know. Well, that doesn't sound like the worst idea in the world.
It was alright.
I'm-
Burger and crisps is fine.
I'm going to the States soon, and I'm going to a ball game.
A ball game?
Yeah.
Is that baseball?
MLB. I don't know.
Or is a ball game?
I would have thought the
or is it
rules-
basketball?
What did I say?
Ball game.
No, ball. That is
Is it baseball or
yeah,
basketball?
baseball. Major League Baseball, MLB. I think. Yeah. No one refers to basketball as a ball game, surely. I know there is a ball, but you just don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't know.
Scarb just said, I love how in every single live they make fun of Americans.
Yeah, I told you before, it's because they spend their whole lives making fun of us. So it's just about time for a bit of change. All right, mate, how's it going? You right, governor?
I got my bottle of water here.
But where we do say that. We do say that. Bottle of water, mate.
A ball
Bottle
game
water.
is baseball. Not to be confused with any other game where they could be using a ball.
So what ball game?
A ball game is baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. But how does the scoreboard work? Because it's just like
More points.
it's like
better.
rounders, isn't it? Like it's the more people that go round, that's your points, isn't it? Is that all that matters?
I don't know, I've never watched baseball.
No.
I know like a home run, I know how that works.
Yeah, that's it. So runs. Sure, is it a run?
I think
But then
so.
when I looked at like the table, it makes no sense at all because there were like only like 5 teams in a league. This doesn't seem very interesting. And yet though they play each other. So like the LA Angels are playing the Dodgers, but I thought they were in different leagues. So how can they be playing? Is it a friendly? I don't know. You're gonna have to explain this to me, guys.
I don't know. One thing I also found weird, me and Ellie started watching...
This actually looks quite good with that black GPU. I'm not against that actually.
Yeah, it looks alright. We started watching some NHL.
National Hockey League.
Ice hockey. That's quite good. But one thing we did find a bit confusing is when the team gets to the playoffs,
Yeah.
they play each other. Like the tournament starts after you've. So basically, it's like you have like the Premier League or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever gets like the top positions there, they then go into the Stanley Cup, and then they have to play a team, and whoever gets the best in 7 matches against the same competition. So it'd be like Man United playing Man City 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
And whoever gets best of 7 gets to go to the next round and play another team.
So it's just really complicated.
the best
sport.
of 7 times. I was
really
like,
complicated.
what?
Sport. Right, hang on a sec, guys. Let me just put my password in. Sorry.
Oh, they can see the screen. Oh no, it's got show
No,
password.
they can't. I've done my password wrong now, Carl. This is a
They
disaster.
can't see it.
Are we in? Right, I think we're in. Sorry, guys. Apologise. Oh, wait, I could have done still. What's still?
Jay Murray said,
Oh, no! That was from a sponsored pre-roll we did months ago. That's like the best subliminal message ever. I'm so sorry. I've just seen it on the replay. Oh, it shouldn't be that funny. It is funny because there's just no context. It's like, what's
we've
just
not even
happened?
mentioned them once. How long will we have? But
Look, guys, look. There's this button here. That I pressed black and it went black. So I'm like, oh, if I press still, it's just going to freeze frame. But if I press this, it just does that. So yeah, we're still fiddling with our equipment.
Jay
Apologies.
Murray said, y'all so English.
Y'all.
Y'all. Y-A-L-L.
Why so English?
Y'all
Mark?
so English, it's like watching that posh guy from Paddington 2. It's real wholesome.
Who's that posh guy from Paddington 2? That's the real question.
Paddington Zoo, mate.
Oh, what? Ben... Is it Ben? What's his name? Ben Whishaw.
Hugh Grant, maybe? Hugh Bonneville?
Bonneville.
Ben Whishaw?
Yeah, Ben Whishaw, yeah.
Could be him.
Probably him.
Probably him. I've lost the stream chat.
I want to do that and that. Yeah, that's the one.
The more... Rift just But the more you buy, the more you save.
Good gag.
Subliminal messaging.
We like it. Right, I can unplug that now. There you go. We're cooking on monitor.
People just keep leaving like American and British like slang comparisons. A petri dish or a petri dish.
Petri dish.
Petri dish. So southern.
Cannot connect to the internet. Settings. So we've got no upscaling of it. We're just going in very high preset. That's fine. There's FSR 3 this one though, isn't it? Oh no, it's 2.2. Quality, is that the best? Yes. Right. So 1080p again, because again, our equipment can't handle it. Sorry, guys. But yes, you said you want to see some benchmarking. We'll get you some benchmarking.
We've got some games on there.
Yeah.
Black GPU lets it down for me. Well, we had a white one.
No, what's wrong with that? Come on, that looks fine. I know it's not like the best of the best, but you saw what it looked like. Just rewind it if you want to see what it looks like with a white GPU. I'm doing the best that I can. Leave me alone.
Do you have a spoonful of Marmite before you start your day?
I don't really like Marmite.
I don't like Marmite.
It's all right in like bolognese or something, but
Nobody.
Nobody asked.
Nobody cares.
Oh, that's a bit mean. Cannot establish connection with the update server. Come on, give me some figures, please. Give me some figures. Where are my figures? Because right now this is...
I mean, we can't do anything above 1080p though, can we?
No. Hey! No. Hey! There's some figures. There we are. It still shows you... Oh, actually, we've got more cores now, don't we? I saw a really cool video, actually, the other day on, like, you can make this look way more attractive.
If you open up Riva Tuner.
Yeah, you can do it all on that, can't
yeah.
you? CPU usage. Oh, well, they are all there.
I was about to say
what?
Riva Char. Riva Star.
Rivstar.
Riva Star Tuner.
This is so hard to see now. There we go.
What size was that monitor just now?
Now it doesn't fit on the... I'm going to have to make it smaller. On-screen display, more. Size, smaller, please. What?
You've broken it.
I've broken it.
You've crashed Windows.
Oh.
And everything. Oh, there's an error message. Riva
just
Tuner
come up
can't
like
work right now, sorry.
It's fine. Sorry, Riva Tuner cannot get to the door right now.
Riva Star statistics. Look at, they need more CPU cores on there. There's only 19 visible.
Now is this going to be too small for people to see? You have to let me know in the chat. Can you see that? See that? Surely that's too small now. Or is that okay? Nice smooth. When you look at that frame time graph on the left-hand side of your screen, by the way,
What?
you want that to be a nice flat line, which it is, because it shows you're not getting stutter and things. I think that does need to be slightly bigger. Are we getting core parking? That's the big question.
I'm just learning more about the NHL. Apparently they can play up to 28 games in the playoffs. That doesn't make sense. How is that a competition? That's not...
GPU, I can get rid of GPU 2. This is painful now, Carl. GPU 2, core clock. No, gone. GPU 2 memory clock. Gone. Any others? Is that? I think we're good now. Yes, it's all on the screen. Look, there you go, perfect size. Like everything fits.
I love how there's like the CPU, no, the RAM and the FPS are just right in the middle of half of the cores.
Oh yeah, that makes no real sense. But well, I don't know. In a way, it does. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so you can. There's actually fairly even usage on the cores there. The first core is definitely being hit the hardest, but we're not seeing the core parking behavior actually, are we? That if you install all the provisioning services, you might get. So yeah, that's interesting. GPU runs quite hot actually. Oh no, that's the hotspot. 65 degrees. That's not actually too bad. But yeah, about 150 FPS in Horizon max settings, 1080p. So yeah, GRE is a good card, isn't it? Really, I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you can get one for a good price and you don't mind missing out on DLSS, yeah, it works really well. Yeah, No, I mean, it's a decent system. It's just, you know, the point we were trying to make with these new chips is that they're just quite expensive for what they offer. So even if they are better than the old ones, it's not necessarily a great reason to buy them at the moment. We just got to wait for the price to come down.
Why is the GPU is 81 degrees?
No, it's not. That's what I thought. Have a look again.
Oh, wait.
Have a closer look. No, you can play it. It's fine. You'll see.
GPU 1.
Yeah, yeah. What's it say?
50. Oh, that's the hotspot,
Ah,
isn't it? Yeah,
I just said that as well. But I just to be clear, when
I just saw someone comment saying, "Why is this GPU?"
I'm never telling you off for not listening because I know the feels because I say it to you all the time. You say something to me and I'll just be like, say it all again. Come on. I don't have a clue what you just said there. It is difficult to multitask. Multitask. That's not what I need. That. Sorry. There you go. Starfield. Let's do it. Let's do it. This PC is loading games quick as well, by the way.
In Starfield.
Yeah, well, that is the main advantage that not a lot of people seem to talk about by having a high core count CPU. Is your load times can be really, really quick because the CPU is able to do a lot of the heavy lifting. And when it comes to like doing all the caching, what was it? Preloading the textures, shaders, that's the one. Preloading the shaders, that works really well if you have a high core count CPU as well. So yeah, that's pretty decent load time for Starfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Gamers Nexus called it load screen simulator the other day.
Yeah, we used taking the micros really, wasn't he? Right, what we got here anyway, settings wise? Let's have a look.
You can't see that. You can hardly read the stuff because the overlays.
Well, I'm pressing
There's
scroll
so many
lock,
calls,
which should toggle it on and off, but obviously not. So there we go. That's fine. So render scale is at 67% at the moment, but let's bring that all the way up to about 80. FSR3, frame gen is currently off. Let's go back in with tab. And yeah, here you are, look. It's just now running. You're right, the frame rate is weird right in the middle of the screen. And then the frame times are at the bottom as well, which makes no sense at all. But yes, this is getting about 78 FPS. That's not crazy, is it? I know Starfield is pretty intense, and this is one of the more intense bits in the game. But yeah, I mean, again, relatively even load on that CPU. I feel like this is one of those instances where having that core provisioning service would help, because what you'd almost expect to see would be some core parking, but it would only be, what, on the first 6 cores, really. It's slightly different with the 9900X that we're using here today, because it's 12 core. So it's not like the 16 where you can just use 8 and park all of the rest. If you're going to be using more than 6 cores, I guess you're not going to park them, are you? It's a bit more complicated, right?
Yeah. Yeah. People are saying, why are you not doing 1440p? It's because the stream is only 1080p. So
yeah, I can do potentially do some super scaling in the settings.
I think you can just. It's got the resolution slider, isn't it? You could just slide it up to.
Well, I'll set this at 100% now.
Yeah.
And this will simulate, well, obviously this will simulate 1080p, but if you were going to be playing this at 1440, then obviously you'd be DLSS or FSR performance mode would be 1080p upscaled to 4K anyway. So yeah, this is now 100% and we're getting, is that the same frame rate?
Yeah, it's about 88 before you change the settings.
So we are potentially seeing some, no, I don't know, I wouldn't call it CPU bottlenecking, it has dropped down now, but we're certainly using those CPU cores, aren't we? What's our utilization on the GPU? Remember, look at the top left. That's around about 98%. So yeah, we're not getting CPU bottlenecking in this particular instance, but 1% lows and things in something like Starfield, you might find you get better result with a better CPU. So again, all round, they're all really good CPUs. If you buy one, you're not an idiot. You're not going to be upset with your performance. It's just the value for money is not there. We would recommend the current generation of these chips, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's Starfield. Runs quite well. This is, again, at the very high preset. We can also turn on frame gen, actually. If we go into this, where are we? Go display. Always make sure that you're happy with the way that the game feels when you turn this on, because it will make the game feel noticeably less responsive. But if it's very responsive in the first place, it's not a problem. But again, if you're getting like 50 FPS, it's not going to feel very good because your lag, if you like, is going to increase. But if you're getting around about 80 FPS, I'd say perfectly fine to turn frame gen on, and you'll still be very happy with the way that the game feels. I mean, this isn't amazing for me because this screen is actually 30 FPS because of is this like deck thing that we're using that is obviously not the monitor itself. But yes, this still actually, for 30 FPS, this still feels like okay. Not ideal, but yeah, it's okay. But yeah, about 130 to 150 FPS if you're willing to use the frame smoothing technique. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. What do you reckon, Carl?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty smooth, doesn't it? 160 FPS at the moment. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
if you're playing at 1440p, you'd probably be looking at nearer the 120, 130 mark. But if you're using the FSR like we are here, you'll be getting a similar frame rate. So I'm pretty pleased with this. Very, very, very capable rig. This the 7900 GRE is a fantastic GPU, no doubt about that. And clearly, it's a good pairing actually with this this GPU CPU combo. I think those are all of the games I actually have installed. Yeah, because all of the others require internet, I'm afraid. So that would be a lot. I think soz. I'll cut to camera 2. There you go, there's me. I'll then see if I can go to camera 3 and see if we can get the Wi-Fi to work. No. It'd be far too easy, wouldn't it? But no Wi-Fi on this, so no Apex Legends or anything like that today, I'm afraid. But yeah, that has been the build. What do you make of this? Even if you take nothing else away, this is what an all-white build looks like if you put a black GPU in it. That's why going for a white graphics card ties it all in. But at the same time, if you do put like black motherboard and black components and stuff, you can see it doesn't look too bad. Once you've synced up the cooler, obviously that'll look better with the lighting as well. But I'm pretty pleased with this. What do you reckon, Carl?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Just need to sync the pump head. That's it.
Yeah, maybe some white cables would look pretty good.
Well, the value for money here, bar the CPU, is really, really good. I'd recommend all of these components. Just get a white version of the GRE.
Yeah.
Case, not my absolute favourite, but for the money, I think really, really good. I like the fact it's a bit smaller as well.
Like it's a bit more, yeah, like a bit more like it's not really long, is it?
Get the Project Zero or the Project Stealth full-size ATX white that Carl was talking about in this. This would look really good. Cooler's good, but you can save some money and go for a cheaper one. But as always, if you do want to check out current pricing, as we say, everything is linked down below. Noise tests as well was very good throughout this video. All the time we were filming, obviously I was right next to the PC, but yeah, really, really impressive, but we didn't have the glass on, so make of that what you will. Any last questions in the stream?
Good build, except the 7900 is £120 cheaper.
7900?
Yeah.
Like XT? Yeah, I mean...
The CPU.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
It does get confusing.
It does get very
names
confusing.
Of the GPUs are the same as the GPUs.
Yeah. Yeah, and anything else? Thank you so much, though, for everyone that's tuned in. As I say, like, if you are seriously interested in getting a new mouse mat, or even if you've got one but you just want to upgrade, 20% off till Sunday. Now is the moment you've been waiting for, because it will end on Sunday. So if you want to get a mouse mat as cheaply as possible from PC Centric, this is the one to go for. 20% off till Sunday. Grab yours with the link down below, or pccentric.store. Apparently I need to say this, #ad, but you know that anyway, so whatever. Anything else you want to add, Cole?
Somebody said, when will you stream in more than 1080p?
When will we?
Yeah.
Probably not. It's the 1080p is not the issue. We long term, once we swap to AV1, the quality will be a lot better. It's not the 4K that's the issue. It's just streaming is more complicated than you think. But we're learning. We're getting there. Anything else, Cole?
What's another one? Where's he gone?
Do you want me to do like a funny dance?
Yeah.
In the meantime,
I've lost it now.
Look what I've got as well in the studio. I use this for focusing. When I'm focusing the camera, I put this and I do the lens. So that's why this is in the studio now. I know it's an odd thing to have in here, but he is in the studio as well. So,
Daddy asked, "What are your plans for the weekend?"
That's not good chat. Sorry, that's not good chat.
I want to know what you're doing. What does PC Centric do? When
I'm
he's
going
not, when he's
to
not building a PC?
see my uncle at the weekend. Is that interesting enough?
There you go.
Not like Uncle Ned's bed. That's rhyming slang.
What?
I'm going to
Oh.
see my uncle means I'm going to sleep.
Oh,
Uncle Ned, bed.
bed or dead?
Ned, Uncle Ned, like Ned Flanders.
Yeah, and that means what?
Bed.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
This is the worst chat we've had. Right, are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. Well, thank you guys, honestly, as I say, for tuning in. This is our favourite stuff to do. Tune in next time. We're not sure when it will be, but we go back to doing one of these every month in the not too distant future, really. Well, it will. So next one will be next month. And hopefully more and more exciting components will come out and we can show them off on stream and, yes, get the gaming at high resolutions. But thank you so much for checking out this video. We appreciate it. That's bye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
This is so late.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Cool.
That won't do very well because it's so